Okay, hello. So, I just got banned off of Twitch for a dumb reason. Am I streaming? Is this working? Am I live? Hello? Wait, hold on. Oh, hello. Hello. Testing. Is it working? Don't know. Okay, am I live now? Don't know. Oh wait, I am live. Yes, I am. Am? Start. Go. Connection excellent. Cool. Oh wait, it doesn't show up here? Okay. That's weird. Okay, well I am streaming. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, here we go. Nice. Okay, so I just got banned off of Twitch for a really dumb, stupid reason. Some guy linked something in my chat, and it was porn. It was a porn pop-up, and I shouldn't have fallen for it, but I did. Yeah, so that happened. He might have stolen my IP address too. What if I install NordVPN or update it? Okay, so... Oh, can I say what game I'm playing? I'll do that once I start playing a game. Dr. D, Dr. I'm gonna get copyright strike for this, aren't I? Copyright-free music. Hello? Lo-fi chill beats? Sure. Oh, NordVPN. So... Quick connect. God damn it. Didn't I just install? Okay, I'll select a plan later. Wow. Oh, no new notifications. Okay. So I will not be clicking on any links in chat. That is, if I do, I'll just go full cam for a second, like this, just in case there are any little pop-ups. Yeah. Yeah, the pop-up said, like, thanks for your IP address, so that was scary, but this guy kept trying to get me to click on other links, that had IP in the names, so hopefully he didn't get my IP address. But he did flash porn on my screen. I mean, if I click on a link, does that mean like my IP is just gone? My IP is given up? Anyway. Yeah, so that happens on my... He's here yet, that's okay. My first YouTube stream. I've been meaning to try to stream on YouTube for a while, but it did get suspended, 7-day suspension on Twitch. I did appeal it, because, yeah. Really, like, not have a plan? Guess not. Doom. Charlotte. Yeah, what can someone do if they have my IP address? A lot of shit. They can hack me, I guess, but like... Scan for viruses. App and browser control. Exploit protection. What actions are recommended here? Don't know. So, yeah, that happens. Anyways. Anyways, we're reading Berserk. Ooh. What if this was the sexually explicit content I got banned for? I don't think I would get banned for reading Berserk. I don't think. Just the, yeah. I mean, if I click on a link, then they'll probably... I mean, I closed it pretty fast, but I think by that time they would have been able to get my IP. Who knows? Okay, let's keep reading Berserk. Now make haste, the flame. Let the fire purify. Oh, Father Mosgoose. Oh, and Guts comes with his sword. Swings, whoosh. And then... all these gooey demons get splattered everywhere. And the torches, no. Guts can't stop it. No. You can't stop the torches. They're being thrown. On a big wall of gooey stuff comes looming at him. What you gonna do now? It looks like a wave. About to crash on him. What are you gonna do now, Gutsu? Then flames. The flame is lit. Oh no. No, Casca. Oh no, Casca is being burned. Why would you do this? Casca's the most innocent person that there is. She didn't do anything wrong. She's just a scapegoat. Her father mows goose. No. This is like, no. You bastard, Kono. It doesn't mean. Hey, are you serious? Target locked. Oh yeah, Isidro's gonna try something. It's not such a big drop. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I'm getting kinda used to this. Dora! He jumps off and then... Heave! Heave! Isidro shot put. Yep, there he goes. Isidro incoming. Yeah, he's got the rope tied around him. Attached to this thing. Cross. Or whatever. Whatever this is used for. Uh-oh. The fire. It's reached her feet. He's gonna get burned. It will be... Ooh. The rope got stopped with a sword. Or a... scabbard. Wait, how did this get here? Cling. It will be... These guys are like, what's that kid doing there? What the hell is he doing? Spin. Snicked. Oh. Yes, save Casca. Glomp. Now, girl. Oh, and then there's a counterweight to lift up Casca. Nice. Clatta clatta. Pushes off the stone. Then yoinks him up. Yoink. Yoink. Got him. And dab on him. Exactly the same. What is this guy saying? Is this the voice of the Skull Knight? It doesn't mean. It will be exactly the same. Yes, things will be better this time. Yes. It's happening. Ooh. So close. As close as it was gonna get. Yeah, Casca's dress is on fire. Her feet got burned probably a little bit. Hey, she's okay. Thou shalt not! Thou shalt not! No! No! He's doing his angry face! Ah! We must burn the witch! Look at that square nose. What a Chad. Incoming! Whoosh! Run away! Oh, they're coming for him. Uh-oh. Run away! Even his fingers are square as hell. Look at those. Give me the witch! We must burn her! Get down! Ow! Ooh, and Puck is along for the ride too. Drop. Boom. Humph. You will not escape. Flap. Whoosh. Uh-oh. Is that Guts? Up here? On the tower, is he gonna come down? Huh? Huh? One looks up. Guts. Ooh. Aw. His sword just penetrates through all of this gooey stuff. I don't know how he survives. I don't know how he survives the goo, or how he's gonna survive this drop. This is one of those shots of the sword that is just perfect. Mwah. Mwah. Magnifico. It's beautiful. Look at the angle too. The angle of the sword. You can see the tip right here. Ooh, and all the ghosts are coming. All the little gooey ghosts are coming off. Nice, that's sick. Oh, dude, he looks so badass here. Love that sword, and then he just bursts through. Then, maybe you aren't. And here's the egg boy with the thing inside, with a little child inside, little demon baby. Maybe you aren't. Asuka looks up. Oh, it's my savior. Maybe you aren't. A shadow on the water. Yes, he's a leaping fish that breaches the water's surface. Ooh. And slams right into Mozgoose with his huge sword. Will that be enough to break his fall? I guess so. But like, he was falling from pretty high up here. I mean, look at this. Whoosh. And how does Mozgoose not notice, or what? Why doesn't he get out of the way? He notices here. Whoosh. Something's coming. Maybe you aren't. A shadow on the water. This is so badass. Ooh. On the wings. Those big ass angel wings are so good looking. I just want to get a shot of this. Boop. Look at that. Wow. Oh, and his cape is just fluttering behind him. Oh, is this the ghost goo coming off the back? Nice. Nice. Is he running along the wall? Goes down. Yeah, let's see the comments. I want to see. Jesus, even his eyes are square. Yeah, his fingers are square. He's just like most square man. It's a guy who can't think outside the box. Literally, his whole life is inside the box. What's in the box, man? Yeah, not only can he not think outside the box, he is the box. He is the fucking box. Identity-wise, I identify as an icosahedron. So fuck his 4 sides only. I don't know. I identify as a lens. What is this word? Is this a real word? Icosahedron. Google. It's a shape with 24 sides and 24 corners. Oh, it kind of looks like a circle, but it's just got a lot of sides. Oh, is this a 3D version? Cool. Okay, nice. Yeah, you got only 4 sides? I got 24 sides, bitch. Yeah, that's, that face. Yeah, Isidro's making a nice face here. He's like, ooh, I finally got to grab onto a girl. Ooh, that's hot. Reminds me of Griffith holding her during the eclipse when he was... Come to think of it, I think he did more than that to her that one time. Yeah, a little more. Did a little more than just that. Thou shalt not to be there or be square. Yeah, are his eyeballs square, or is his eye holes are square? Yeah, even his eyeballs are fucking square rectangles, dude. Yeah, Isidro finally redeems himself after it was his fault that Casca got capped. I mean, sort of his fault, not really his fault. Shit happens, you know? Shows that shit won't turn out the same as long as you keep trying. Yeah, so you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep fighting, and then also use sheer anger alone to straight brick Mosgoose. Yeah. Yeah, if you're angry enough, you can accomplish anything. That's the lesson. Isidro, real MVP. Yeah, he redeemed himself. Yeah, that was a good move. He finally did something. Deus Volt. You are a heretic. Thou shalt not. We must burn the witch. You little monkey. He is a monkey, isn't he? That's not racist or anything, right? Okay, now. Ooh. And then... You are not a shadow in the water, but instead a fish that breaches the water's surface. And again, another amazing shot of the sword. The Dragon Slayer. Oh. How did he hit Mosgoose from all the way up there? Who knows? You think he would have gotten out of the way, right? Hold on a minute. Okay. You are not a shadow on the water, but instead a fish that breaches the water's surface. Hell yeah. He's the fish. Oh, I'm the fish. Oh, and... Ooh, she's flying down. Ooh. And the goo ghosts are on his cape, and they're flying off the back. Whoosh. Yeah, they're still, oh, I'm in pain. Save me. That's badass, though. It's like they're a part of his cape. Oh, Gyun. Flappa, flappa. Oh, he's trying to break the fall with his wings. Eek! Da! Shrum! Kapok! What, his hat? His hat flew off. Oh no. What? Some black thing. For the Mosgoose. Some black thing? That guy's a person. His name is, Gutsu. Oh, and these twins are still here. Right. Father Mosgoose. Huh? His hat fell off and what's under it? Oh. Oh. Everyone's shocked. Isidro is the most shocked, and he's sweating. Ooh, his mouth is square in honor of the priest. Everyone's mouth is agape. And the peasants are just watching from below. You'd think they would get out of there. Maybe they can't. I guess they're surrounded by demons or whatever. Father Mozgoose! Father Mozgoose was... the angel. The angel was struck down! It's a demon. A black demon defeated the angel. Hey, what does being black have to do with this? Ooh, but that image of the black demon, the black beast, that's badass. The black demon descends from above and ooh. Look at this shot. Damn. Yeah, he's really been through it, but hey, it's not over. Not yet. You gotta keep going, Guts. Kashak. I want to finish him off while he's vulnerable, right? What was? For an instant, I caught a glimpse. Was that? Could he see the baby from inside the thing? Was the demon baby glowing so hard it could be seen? Was that? Oh, it was, alright. Huh? The moon. Huh? Oh, did he see the egg scampering away? Is that what's in his eye right here? Huh. Oh, it's the other flying dude. Huh. One of the twins with the big ass saws. Casca! Oh, no, they're gonna grab her. No! Casca! Save her! Grab. Shum! Yank. Evade! Evasive action! Puck looks cute as always. Walk. Ooh. Gah! Oh, her head just bonks into Isidro's. Yeah, she's such a spaz, dude. She has no idea what's going on. Oh, and I guess her head almost hit Puck. Yeah, get out of there, Puck. Oh, yeah! You think I'll let her get snatched again and again? This is my piece! Yeah, he's mad. He's like, this bitch is mine. This is my bitch. This is my responsibility. I'm taking care of her. Are you telling me angels want to steal kickbacks from thieves? This is my piece, and he flips him off. Nice. Are you telling me angels want to steal kickbacks? Gah, here comes the other one. This monkey is the criminal. Please let the elf and the girl go. Yes, this girl is innocent. This monkey is the real problem. Ja. Faka! Bagoon! Fuck off! Fuck off, Bagoon! Huh? Turns. Bagoon. And then He's covered in feathers, like before. And ooh. Is that his fist? His face is right here, and he's mad. Oh, he's making his mad face. Bang! Slams right into here. Again, Guts' sword is so broad and thick and it can be used as a shield. Dong! What the? Yeah, is that his fist? Get away, get away, get away! Shoo. Shooing him off with his foot. Adios, amigo. Damn. Damn, Pup can speak Spanish, huh? He really is so knowledgeable. Just waltzes away. Adios, amigo. I'm out of here. Doot doot doot. Doot doot doot. Oh. Kin. Whoosh. Yeah. Ooh. What's this guy's name again? He comes in with a sword. Ooh, you can see him turning in midair. Whoosh. Buddy. Exclamation point. Buddy. Whoa. You saved them. Oh wait, his sword has a bit of blood on it. Oh, did he get him a little bit? Oh, right here on the arm. Nice, buddy. Finally made a move. That did it. No way to talk my way out of this now. Yes, Farness saw all that. She's gonna have a few questions after this. Fool who fears not the Lord. What's with his foot? Did his toes get cut off? Damn. Yeah, he's a freak now. Look at this. Swift is heaven's vengeance. Crick, crick, crick. Yeah, he really transformed now. Is he an apostle or a half apostle? In the name of heaven, I shall deliver punishment unto thee. Twitch, twitch. Yeah, how did he transform into this? Are these his wings? Now they're just giant fists? That's badass. Are these scales? Is this fire coming out of him? Ooh, whoosh. Or is this his clothes? Just being torn off. I'll deliver swoop your punishment unto thee. Look, Father Mosgoose has recovered his appearance. His wings became fists. He means to fight that demon for us. Please save us, Lord Angel. Ah, you angel. You're our guardian angel. Oh. Yeah. Father Mosgoose, that form. Rah, rah, rah. Angelic? No, it's bestial. Yeah, this isn't any kind of angel. No. This is a hell's angel, maybe. Yeah, he's no angel. Don't mistake him. No matter how much of that wicked power you wield, it is useless. Behold, these scriptures shielded me from your sword of impunity. This is the source of my faith. So long as I take these scriptures to myself, you shall not succeed in harming my body with your detestable power. Oh yeah, sure. How is one book gonna stop Guts' sword? I mean, it's a thick book, sure, but Guts' sword is even thicker. I don't know how that works. Yeah. Maybe it just stopped it from penetrating too far into him. He's flipped his lid. Totally. Degenerated from a bird to a lizard. Yeah, he's got some scales or something. All the freak really did was get sturdier. Yeah, he looks more fit in this way than as an angel. Yeah, he looked a little too angelic before, wouldn't you say? Yeah, he's kind of Oh, and Nina is or just shaking in that curly hair of hers. Twins, make haste and seize that witch. Those other heretics shall die by the saw while you're at it. Now, just wait a minute. I demand a retrial. Yeah, they had no fair trial at all. What kind of priest are you? Just ordering executions. The fact that you are alive in this place must mean that my 4 disciples have been called to heaven. Yep, we killed them all. Bwash. Oh, is he crying? Is he crying tears of blood? Damn, if you cared so much about them, why did you turn them into monsters, huh? Bwash. Why did you make them torture and kill people? You're the real monster. Hey, these scales look kind of like feathers, right? Huh. I shall tear you to pieces as tribute to their memory. Roar! Yeah, good luck with that. He is a big guy, though. Oh, did the Bible get absorbed into his chest? Or something? Or just held in place by his scales? Roar! Yeah, Vien. Oh, he dodges the punch from the wing fist, and then Vwom Kong. Huh? Swings the sword at his head, and does it not penetrate? Gong, badoosh. Uh-oh. Is he armored now? Damn, that thing is big. Oh, it's big, alright. Dum 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 dum. Oof. Ooh-ah! Oh, he accidentally caused some collateral damage there. Whoops. Gotta be careful. What a tough bastard. As powerful as an apostle. If I'm not careful, he'll be tougher than one. You know, this is serious. Come hither, great strength. Come hither, superpower. Oh crap, here they come again. Gyom. Oh, they're coming. Oh, and they're in attack mode. Each one with one handle of each sword. Ready to just, it forms like a jaw, doesn't it? Ready to chomp these guys. I wonder how well it works against armor. I guess these guys are strong now that they're sort of apostles. Yes, yes, look away. Yes, look away from your opponents. Crick, crick. Yeah, you can't afford to divide your attention right now. They can take care of themselves, right? Grah! Oh, he opens his wings and fwah! Dum 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 dum. Bestial Priest 1. End. Let's see the comments. Gomu Gomu! No! Gear 5. Kong Gatling. I don't get it. I don't get the reference. The feather is mightier than the sword, isn't it? Yeah, there are feathers, there are scales now. But is it mightier than a hulking mass of metal? Yeah, that thing is way too large to be called a sword. Yeah, it can't be a sword, it's just a giant iron slab. Adios, amigo. Yeah, that was a nice little touch there. I didn't notice it, thanks. Yeah, what do you want him to do? He's just a little fairy. He can't do much. Muda 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 muda. Ora 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 ora. Muda 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 muda. Literally. Ora 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 ora. And here's Kujo Jotaro calling the police. Yara yara does it. Is that a JoJo reference? Yep. Yeah, who is angrier now? Yeah, whoever's the angriest is gonna win this confrontation. On one hand, you got the wrath of God. On the other hand, would you say Guts is a simp? Is he simping for Casca? I don't know. Nah, Guts ain't no simp. This guy feels like an average apostle. You get his cheeks clapped by Zod, though, of course. Wild was one of the stronger apostles. Average apostle is the kind you saw in the Eclipse. Yeah, Guts was fighting multiple of those at once. Yeah, the gorilla guy, the gorilla apostle, was an extra strong one, right? Yeah, Mozgoose, didn't you say it was a sin to kill in revenge or something along those lines when you were introduced? Or is it okay? You do it because you're God's special little boy. Yeah, I guess he abandoned his God when he took his apostle form. Wasn't my choice. You believe God gave him those powers to protect the people. Yeah, he's still ranting about God. Yeah, Guts is the most badass looking dude around. Of all the movies and shows, all the novels and novellas I've read, all the comics, not a single character has admitted the absolute badassery as Guts does. It's a good way to say it. Yeah, Guts is just on a whole other level. He's just built different, am I right? Yeah, he's just on a whole new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. It's no use, Vice Commander. We cannot hold out any longer. Alright. These knights are still fighting. How can we forget? Stand your ground. We knights draw the sword for those who cannot. This battle itself exemplifies a knight's truest ambition. What do we do if not uphold justice at this moment? Yeah, this is what knights live for, right? It's to live by the sword and die by the sword. Or I guess a lot of these guys have spears or halberds. Yeah, this is a halberd. Cool. Oh no! The flames holding back the monsters are dying out. At this rate. Dear God. Dear God indeed. Thousand God Fist Cannon! No, this is an aura moment. He's literally auraing with, what is this? At least like 30 or 20 fucking, what do you call these even? Mini fists? Wings? Ora 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 ora. Oh, I can't do it. Damn. Oh well, I'm lame. Thump 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 thump. Oh, those must be strong. Coming at him from all angles too. Damn, how are you gonna avoid that? He's trying to block it with the sword, but you can only block so much. Thump, 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 thump. Aye! Pig heads. Shing! Oh, is Puck gonna do something? He can do the light flash, can't he? And... oh, he's gonna do the god breath. Here it comes. Ja. And... god breath. Gwa. Whoosh. He's doing it. He's breathing fire. Rah! Yeah, get him! Get his ass! Boom! Rah! How are they gonna get out of this one? Huh? Ew. They're showing their ugly faces, huh? And what happened? The fire burned them off? The fire went in front of them? Wait. Wait, gee. Yeah, the fire burned off the masks. Did they not expect the fire? Boosh. Flip. You. Quit pushing your god on me. Roar. Oh, right in the mouth. Nice. So wait, did Guts, like... oh, look at him. He's just standing there, just taking it. What a Giga Chad. Just letting the flames wash all over him. Then... so does he deflect the flames with his sword? Does he hold it like this and just let the flames flow over it that way? Boom. Whoosh. Eat you. Oh, and now it's time for Guts' atheist arc to begin. Hahaha. Roar. Boosh. Ooh, shoves that sword right in that fat mouth. Yeah, no more talk about God. Yeah, quit ranting on about God with that mouth. That big mouth of yours. I'm gonna put my giant cock in there. Yeah. I'll stop that mouth of yours so you never preach another stupid sermon. Yeah, get his ass, Guts. Why does his hair... does the fire do that to his hair? His hair looks extra sick now. Oh yeah, it's all slicked back with the fire. You're definitely too hard on the outside. But how about... boosh! Oh, did he... he didn't go out the other side. Dash. Oh, he's dashing forward. Ooh. Yeah, push him. Push the sword right through. Oh, it's too thick to go in his mouth, of course. Yeah. But, let's see. Boosh. Ooh, crack. Cracks right against the rocks. That's how much force he's been being pushed with. Boosh. Ooh. Right in the face. Oh, are his wings gonna do something? Here? Gadong. Huh? At this rate, you'll never be able to smash this armor. God bless me with. Crack, crack. Oh man. He's just barely gagged. Come on, dude, just shut up already. He's talking through the sword. It won't move. Uh-oh. His armor's just too damn strong, huh? What are you gonna do now? It won't move. Is he biting down on it? I'll have this chance now to break this sword into pieces. Crack, crack. He is biting on it. There's no way he can bite. I mean, he is some kind of demon now, so maybe he's strong enough to, but damn. Just a solid slab of iron. It's biting right through it. Huh? Ooh. The throwing knife. Right into the eye. Suck it. Chunk. Wom. Chunk. Ooh. Poosh. And poosh. Perfect throw. Poosh. Ooh. Gwa. Whip. Oh, here comes his god fists. Whoa! Gadum! Zadum! Chung. Oh, does he scream? Which lets him let out the sword. Gadum! Gadum! They don't even have time to notice us. Yeah, they're too preoccupied right now. His Gut's gonna use the grenades. Ooh. He's got a few secret weapons up his sleeve. Rah, rah! Quit complaining. Guts is taking care of that lizard priest so he can deal with the other two. You just got told off by a kid, dude. And who got me into this in the first place? Yeah, Puck is like, damn, you just got told off by a kid. That's embarrassing. You just got owned, dude. How are you gonna deal with that? No, if I stay here any longer, if I'm with these people, I'll be killed. That's right. I'm not needed here. I can't do anything. I'll just be in the way, even if I'm gone. Inching away. Huh? Casca is just staring, yeah. What does she think of everything that's going on here? Run. Sorry. I'm sorry, Elaine. Freeze. Oh right, these guys are still here. Lady Farnese, it would be best to leave. The heretic hunters. Now what? The way's blocked. Hey, puffy-haired girl. It ain't safe to run off. Oh, and here come the saws. Why are you going after her first? She didn't do anything. Oh, and the saws just drift into place around her. Yikes. Yeah. Of course these guys are going to stay to watch the fight. The once-in-a-lifetime fight. Also, like... will these guys, like, capture her if she tries to run past? I mean... I have more important stuff to worry about now. Eh? She's like, what? What? You're killing me? Yeah, why are you going after her? She's the least threatening of them all. You stupid. Hey, why? No. Yeah, why? Your job is to capture Casca. She's not even protecting Casca. No! Ooh, slip. She slips off the edge. Gashing! Ooh, just in time. No! Gashing! Eek! Why? Brash! Of course, there's something there to break her fall. Why? She okay? Can't tell from this height. All we can do now is pray. She's alive. I can sense her presence. Cut that out. Ow. Yeah. Casca's like, ooh. I want to go down there now. Ooh. Damn them flapping around. If only they'd stop moving just for a second. Seriously, you can leave that to me. Oh yeah. It's Puck time. It's Puck's time to shine, literally. Yeah, he's got his serious face on. He's not chestnut Puck. He's He's Chad Puck. He's handsome Puck now. Yeah, leave that to me. Yeah, this isn't, he ain't fooling around anymore. Got his hairstyle all dude up. Yeah, look at his hair. That's an elf hairstyle. If I've ever seen one. Shock. Both of their faces are so like, Yeah, he looks all serious here. And they're like, You're gonna do something? I'm not doing it now. Yeah, that's kind of rude. Wait, at this point I'd even take help from a cat. You're kidding? Puck is so much more useful than a cat. At this point? Arg, I'm sorry. Look, here they come. What are you gonna do? Just you watch, little monkey. He really went. I'll show you who the true champion of the sky is. She's like, I'm not doing it now. You thought I was gonna do something. This is his thumb. This is a look of shock, like, Yeah, he really went. Burn my Cosmo. Ha! Puck spark. Puck spark. Huh? Oh. He's like a flashbang. Gah! Gah! He really did it. Whoosh whoosh. Walk. Ooh, right in the eyeballs. Damn. Nice throw. This kid can really throw. Whoosh. Whoosh. Yeah, he's pretty useful after all, huh? Yeah, direct hits. He's snapping his arm. Congratulations. Yeah. Gadong. Gadong. Whoa. Schulf. Zash. Shock. Huh? Guts is shocked too. Shush. Shh. Chunk. Ooh, chops their necks right in half. They were too dangerous to be left in one piece. Ooh. I could say the same for you, kid. Hee hee. Hee hee hee. Yeah, this kid's dangerous. I'm even more dangerous than him. I'm the dangerous one here. You think this kid is bad news? Well, I've got news for you. The twins! What have you done? Do you abominable people not fear God? No, we don't fear God. Haven't you learned by now? You mean to oppose my holy duties to the bitter end? Yes, that's exactly what we do. If you want to light a fire for God so bad, why not use your own head as tribute? Yeah, why don't you do that, huh? If you're so obsessed with God. Why don't you go meet him, huh? Why don't you go up to heaven yourself? I won't let you touch that woman ever again. Ooh, and the sword. The tip of the sword is looking right down at us. Oh, shock. Casca. He knows. Oh. Uh-oh. They consumed all the dead bodies. Oh no, all the people are dead. Oh no. Oh well. Yeah, they weren't doing much there anyway. Damn. That sucks though. Are they all going to be sacrifices for Griffith in the end? Yeah, we'll see what all this comes to eventually. They were too dangerous to be left in one piece. This guy needs to be in every horror movie ever. Yeah, literally, like, just make sure they're dead. right? Once the bad guy gets hurt, you finish him off. For real, always double tap. Yeah, do the double tap. You can't expect him to go down in one blow. If Guts thought like him, not half of the fights he has with demons would last as long as they are. Yeah, literally Mozgoose was down, and then he got back up, and then he got the armor. He transformed, because Guts didn't finish him off. Guts tries his best to tear them apart as quick as possible, you know. He never let them just regenerate freely except for Mad Dog, aka his first kill. Yeah. Snake Dude stabbed his head before leaving him in the fire. Oh, from the first chapter of the manga. Fat Dude was already torn apart and guaranteed dead. He got lucky with a Behelit. Which Fat Dude? Enhanced Smell Dude. Blacksmith fight. Instant kill. Was that an instant kill? I mean, I think he has a few, he gets a few hits in there before the Dragon Slayer gets used. The Insect Kid went for the kill at every single chance. She only survived for so long because she could fly and also because she was hugging the girl during the first strike. Rosine, Moth Girl, he did not go for the kill each time. He couldn't attack her face since it recalled his trauma he faced. The trauma of watching Casca get abused. The whole Lost Children arc was about Guts' goals/philosophy. Kill apostles in any way possible, even if it was being evil. Against his trauma being killing and hurting children like Adonis. Who's Adonis? I forgot. Oh, the kid. When he assassinated the guy, he had to kill the kid to get away. Guts has no morals as long as it is to achieve his goal, but his trauma is coming in the way of it. Guts is using his evil side of his unconscious to attack the children demons. The evil side of his unconscious to attack the children demons allows the beast of darkness to arise. Oh yeah, you can't go down the dark path, otherwise you'll become a beast yourself. One of the reasons he goes to see Casca again, he couldn't handle it when he was fighting children. Yeah, after that he's like, oh man, what am I doing here? Guts hands an old lady her purse that she dropped. Thank you, young man, God bless you. Don't push your God on me! Yeah, if you love God so much, why don't you go to heaven and meet him yourself? Huh? Oh, damn. This guy got downvoted. Nice. Watching her fall was good, but then... She okay? She's alive. I can sense your presence. God damn it. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Well, then you gotta finish the job, right? Hello. I should read Deleuze and Guattari. Yeah, probably. I should. I mean... Maybe I will. After this. Mozgoose when launching the God Thousand Fist Cannon. Wa-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta! Order, 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 order! Oh damn, this is a meme. Oh. And Wojak Guy. Ooh. Wojak Guy is dodging all the fists and then boosh. A legendary fight between Pepe and what do you call this guy? Miss Wojak dude? A Pepe versus Wojak fight would be a bit more even, yeah. I don't know, Pepe is all smug, but, you know, Wojak guy has, secret powers in him. "4,000 years of papal doctrine." Was Punk making a Saint Feiya reference right there? I guess he was. When he was doing the Puck Spark? Poosh. Wait, let's look that up. Saint Feiya. Freya? Saint Feiya. What did I watch? Maybe I'll read Deleuze and Guattari after this. A picture of her, of him doing that. Oh, whoops. When he was doing the spark, puck spark. Poosh. Yeah, well, that's it for Berserk. Now, I'll next time we'll read Those Who Cling and Those Who Struggle. We'll see. Oh, and these guys are gonna all get consumed by the ghosts. The goo ghosts. Yeah, too bad for them. Well, it's not like, yeah, too bad for them. Sucks to suck, huh? You should have, gotten out of here when you had the chance. Anyways. I'll see ya next time. Now, let's look up Deleuze and Guattari. It's a book. Difference between philosophy, science, and the arts. Seeing as means of confronting chaos and challenging. Why should I read Deleuze and Guattari? Can you tell me? Anyone? Are you gone? Are you not here anymore? Oh well. What did Deleuze and Guattari have to do with this? I didn't see that. Whoops. Well, yeah, I missed the reference. Sorry. Sorry, Many Dog. Maybe I will. I'll keep this in mind. Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia. Capitalism and Schizophrenia is a 1962 book by French authors Gilles Deleuze and Félix Guattari, the former a philosopher and the latter a psychoanalyst. It is the first volume of their collaborative work Capitalism and Schizophrenia. The second being 1,000 Plateaus. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of books on my reading list right now, but, maybe I'll get to it someday. If you can tell me how this relates to Berserk, that would be nice, right? Damn it. Okay, now. I think I'll play some video game. How about I played FTL yesterday. Let's see. Command and Conquer Remaster. Oh, I was playing Contra. That's right. Yeah, I got this, oh, Subnautica. Oh, that's right. We just got the sub. We just got the Cyclops. We could just play Stardew Valley. Star Wars Squadron. Elden Ring update. Oh, I could play Half-Life 2. That would be a throwback. I kind of do want to play Subnautica though. I mean, I did play Half-Life episodes 1 and 2 a long time ago. But yeah, we will be back in just a minute, okay? Okay. So let's listen to Barack Obama speak about that.
Love it.
And then, should we play Subnautica?
How can we train folks, young leaders, to be able to champion?
Or Terraria. I'm gonna play Subnautica. I've been playing that a lot.
Racial minorities and people with different sexual orientations and women, but have a language that is inclusive and makes people feel as if.
23 hours, 59 minutes.
We're assuming the best in them and not the worst, right? That becomes interesting to me. So I think I'm spending more time thinking about the building blocks of democracy and where we've seen it break down. Where have been the cracks in the foundation that need to be shored up, and are there ways in which I can
emergency power only
and shoring those up, and that's just to bring more time back to the conversation.
There is.
That's where I do think there's a through line between what's happening in the United States.
Do we have any salt?
You look at what's happening in Europe. You look at the Italian election. You look at the recent French election.
Italians.
These far right parties that are
popping
up in Scandinavia, right?
Victor
right. And
Subnautica.
We've seen over the last several years.
Subnautica Below
in
Zero
all these places,
was in 2019.
What you're seeing is that.
Yeah, I'll play that sometime.
If you define democracy just as elections, that's not enough.
Is the stream being jumpy?
An infrastructure that has to be built, and a set of values that have to be transmitted, and that how we thought about globalization and trade and immigration and all that stuff, that how not in some cases the actual policies, but certainly how we communicated that to voters throughout some of the wealthiest countries in the world didn't work, didn't connect, right? And you see this rise of strongman politics that is dangerous.
Okay, what if we Okay, do we have any salt? Oh, stasis rifle. Oh, we have magnetite now. We can build this now. Okay, cool. Computer chip, titanium. We have an advanced wiring kit. Let's see, computer chip, table coral sample, gold, I gotta have copper somewhere, right? Come on. Okay, well, let's go get some. Oh. Bonk.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, hey,
Captain.
just, Okay, I guess we can look for some... Hello? Hello? We collected all the quartz around here, I guess. Okay, that's cool. Alright, is my other camera... Where's my other camera? Hello? What's happening? Uh-oh. Oh, where am I? Oh, gosh. What the... I don't know what I was doing in there. Where is, Gotta go home. And what am I doing all the way out here? How'd this camera... Did I move this over here? Damn. Beep, 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 beep. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, whoa. Hey, you. Now let's scan for copper. Alright, we can make this. Oh wait, do we have it? Yeah, of course. Of course we do. Yeah, what's going on with the stream? Bud chip streams data. Try to make that. Oh, we need copper to make that, though. Yeah, why is the stream like this? God damn it. Oh, hello. Huh. Hey, little guy. Look at all these guys. Oh, wait. This guy's carrying copper? Look at him. Why is he... Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, God. Oh, I'm in the mouth. What the fuck? Please let me go. Please. Okay. Let me go. No. These stalkers. Let me go. Well, it didn't hurt me, at least. Okay, so these guys don't just pick up metal salvage, they also pick up copper. This right here. Okay, so that's where that is. Oh wait, we got some more over here. There's some more copper over here. Okay, I hope these guys don't like... Oh wait, maybe that's why it was over in the kelp forest, because like a stalker carried it over there. Okay. Interesting.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh man. Recommended, huh? Let's get some. Bonk. And... Oh. Bonk. Get you.
Vital signs
Alright, I have these
stabilizing.
nutrient block, I forgot. Okay, where was that piece of copper? Is there anything in here? Oh, quartz. You can use that. Oh, lots of it. Nice. Creature egg, no thank you. Hello, anyone home? The crash fish gonna come at me. Doo. What kind of egg is this now? Oh wow, there's so much quartz. Wow, we hit the mother load here. Okay, we don't have to take all of this. Damn. Oh, this is copper? Nice. Okay, what was I looking for though? Oh, there's my sub. Oh, just floating over there. Okay, I was going somewhere over here. Whoosh. Do 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 do. Over here somewhere, isn't it? Oh gosh. Yeah, these guys are hanging around. Trying to see if wait, stream. YouTube is not receiving enough video? What does that mean? Is it, oh yeah, video is kind of jumpy. Oh, when I go in and out of the water, that's when it gets. What does it mean it's not receiving enough video? How about if I close some tabs? Close, I'll close Spotify. Sure. Okay, let me know if that's better. What was that? Crash from outside. There's all sorts of noises around here. Take this. Looking for copper. Saw some. Oh, hello, you. Get ready. Look at this. Ah, oh my gosh. Oh wow. Well, that hurt. Only a little bit though. Okay. On the camera, I saw these guys carry. Oh, there it is. Is that copper? No. Is that copper? I saw these guys carrying around copper. I'll just take this. This. Where'd it go? I also saw them carrying around my camera drone, funnily enough. I could see it from like inside their mouth, which was kind of funny. Okay, where are they at? Oh, exchange power source. Gonna happen sooner or later. Hello, you. Is there anything in here? Oh, it'd be cool if there was something in there, but no. Oh, hello, you. I see you. Look at that singular eye peeking out. So creepy. Ah! Oh, that was close. Boom. Boom. I've had to explore all these caves. Maybe I will. Just a minute. Okay.
Oxygen.
Whoops. That's right. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Around here somewhere. Oh, I think it's here that I saw some copper. Bubbles. Inventory full. Lead. Oh, right. Take that. Nice. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Do, 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 do. Oh, there's my other base. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, it's bopping now. Do, do. Where's that hole I found before? Oh come on, it was around here somewhere. Is that it? Oh, we descend. Copper. Nice.
30 seconds.
Oh. Plenty of table coral over here. Hey, we got coral over here. I wonder if I can try to tame those stalkers with some fish. You want some of this, huh? Want some? I'll fucking kill you, dude. Hey, I'll fucking whack ya. Come on. Yeah, that's right. That's what I fucking thought. Still don't know what these are used for. Air tool. Okay. Okay, let's go looking in these caves now. Hold on. I see. Oh, connection's okay. All right.
Dangerous. And
You can listen to
it's
Barack
not very
Obama.
different than what we've seen happening here through the Republican Party. So rather than just what elections can do, and the reason, again, that I'm on with you.
Oh, hello, I see you there.
Is you got an election coming up and you got to vote. And so that's the immediate short-term response to these threats is you have to get people in there who believe in the basic precepts of democracy and care about.
Sure, you got to elect people
but over
who
the long
aren't
term, there are some
fascists.
structural issues.
Yeah, that's
we
a
have not
good
addressed.
plan.
And there's still a problem. So, to the extent that that I can
What's
use
with
on
this cave? Am I gonna get stuck in here? That would suck.
President
Oh
Obama,
my gosh,
thank you
oh
so
my gosh,
much.
oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
This was good fun, guys.
This is great.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Damn,
and,
it's just right around that corner.
invite me on
That's the worst.
more often.
Oh, this is where you
Open
find
invitation.
cave
I want to
sulfur, by the
brainstorm this
way.
media stuff and get a Zoom going.
Don't need it right now.
No, I'm not going to do that. All right, guys. It was great to see you.
It's good to see
All
you
right,
too.
Bye.
Yeah, good seeing you too, Obama. Oh gosh. Oh, Mickey Mouse. Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me, dude? How many are there? Okay, I think that was it.
Well, as more is revealed
Right.
about the inner workings of Trump's White House, our next guest is lifting the lid on the moral divisions within the Republican Party. In his new book, Why He Did It, Tim Miller explores his involvement with the GOP
Why did he do
and how
it?
many political staffers justified the new brand of politics. He joined Walter Isaacson to discuss the effects of
Oh
Trump.
my gosh, dude.
Tim Miller, welcome to the show.
Where'd he go?
This is a very personal book, introspective.
Oh god,
And it
dude.
starts with your very first sentence when you say, America never would have gotten into this mess if it weren't
Man, that
for
was
me and
scary.
my friends. Explain that.
Yeah, look, there have been a lot of books about the Trump era, about all the craziness that happened behind the scenes, about the why of, the geopolitical forces that could have led him there. But I felt like nobody had really grappled with the DC political class that went along with Trump to a much greater degree than I think anyone, and certainly that I anticipated. And I felt like I really wanted to reflect on. I came out of Republican politics, went to the Republican National Committee, was communications director for Jeb Bush, and I wanted to try to deal with why were all of my friends, why were all my former colleagues enabling of something that was so manifestly evil, that they knew was evil, that they told me was evil in private. How did they justify it? And how did all our behavior in the
it was the
lead up to
Republican Party,
2016
right?
help pave the path for Trumpism? And
Was
so
the only way they
kind
could
of those
win
two
was
halves.
with
One
Trump.
half looking back at my complicity from basically Palin all the way through Trump, and then the second half at those who stuck around after I failed.
Well, let's talk about you first. You talked about your complicity. What led you down that path?
Okay, well, this
and
was
when
a
did you realize
waste.
you'd crossed certain lines?
Guess I explored that
Competitiveness
earlier,
is
but
the
I
answer.
forgot.
I love the game of politics. If we gave a name to the
Oh,
first
so
half
this
of
is
the
all
book,
just
we
a
call it
game to you,
I think everyone
really?
gets into politics. There was this earnestness about them, idealism. But
Really,
very quickly,
dude? That's
that
kinda
turns,
cringe.
for those of us on the campaign side, into this sort of jaded, political
What are
games
people's
and general
lies
horse race,
talking
desire
about?
to win, to come up with clever tactics and strategies to defeat the
Copper.
other side. And so, despite the fact that I was a pretty moderate Republican and had more in
I don't know
common
how I ran out of copper.
Joe
I guess I'm
Manchin or a Kristen Sinema
building a lot of shit.
with a far-right Tea Party Republican, I put on the jersey of the red team, and I started to focus on how can I help my team win, more than I focused
Oh my gosh,
on
dude.
caring about the public. And
Yeah,
so I started this group called America
Scared me.
Rising.
Can I fight him?
An opposition
Oh,
research group.
my health.
And within 2 years, I'd gone from working on the presidential campaign of John Huntsman, the most moderate
Okay, now let's fight him.
candidate in Republican
Should we even try?
politics
Okay.
in the past century, to being a hatchet.
What was that?
They were starting to tear down.
Oh, they're fighting each other. Look, do you see that?
And so I felt like that was
Look,
in
look,
retrospect,
look at him.
just
Oh,
like
man.
This deep red line where I got so enamored.
I
with
guess the
game
crash
and
fish will
good
fight
at it and
anything.
beating the other side that I kind of forgot
Interesting.
about why I got into politics in the first place and the point of it. And just lastly, I don't think it should be a
Oh, there he is.
surprise.
Shoot.
We all treat politics like a big game.
You fight him?
That
Oh,
somebody who was
there he is.
had a career as a game show host
Come on.
would have been
Come on.
better at manipulating the system and the media than all of us currently in DC.
Get him. Get him. Get his ass. Oh, get fucked. Get fucked, bitch. Get fucked. You want some of
You got
this?
so caught up in
Fuck.
the game. I mean, you're a
Got
gay
him.
guy who ended
Easy.
up working for homophobic candidates. I mean, how did
I'm
you
a
square that?
master at this game.
Compartmentalized
I'm just
it.
so
I didn't
good.
think about it that much. I justified it. I thought,
Hello.
well, this candidate I like more on this issue.
Oh,
or
yeah, we're
that
getting
issue.
all
It was
the
BS.
copper
I was
we could
telling myself
possibly
this
want.
story that allowed me to continue working in good conscience and not think about this major conflict I have. And the reason I got very personal talking about this coming out and how I just locked this away in a compartment in my brain. And I felt like if I could explain to people how I justified that, how I worked for somebody that wanted to deny me the most important parts of my life, my husband, my child, my
Hey,
daughter,
oh, I know where this place
Like,
is.
how easy
How to
then
get all
is
the
it
way
for
around
somebody to
here.
justify working
Okay, let's
for
go
somebody
back.
who the impact of their policy didn't actually affect their lives. You're a privileged, educated, successful person. Trump's policies didn't really affect you. It was all these more ephemeral things about the body politic and our democracy, and it would have been affected by border policies, his cruelty. So I felt like if I could explain why I did what I did, it would hopefully help shine a light on, and not approve of, by the way, not excuse, but just shine a light on how to rationalize it, in the hopes that maybe we can use that experience to help shake them free of their rationalizations the way I was shaken.
One of the framing devices in your book is a woman named Carolyn Wren, who was a really close friend of yours, a deep confidant, and you all worked for moderate Republican candidates for a long time. How did she go astray, and how did you kind of react to that?
Yeah, so I became a never Trumper and left the party, and she went full in with Trump. She got this job working for the convention, the RNC convention, and then Trump wins the primary, so kind of by accident she ends up working for Trump. And so slowly over time, as she loses touch, as I get more vocally anti-Trump, and she gets more deep into his orbit. And so I wanted to try to figure out where we parted ways, and maybe see how I could shake her free.
There's a wonderful scene near the end of the book
Titanium,
where you're drinking
salt.
margaritas or tequila with her for hours on end, trying to figure out. And the one thing she won't tell you is whether or not she believed Trump actually won the election.
Ooh.
Describe that dinner or those drinks for me.
Well, it was emotional. It's personal, right? Our politics is deeply personal. We were such close friends. I knew there was a good person in there, and she'd flown to Germany on her own to help refugees during the refugee crisis. This isn't a sociopath. There's some sociopaths around Trump. There's some bigots. I knew that she wasn't one. So we're getting a little bit drunk and going.
What if we conserve batteries for now?
That Donald Trump.
Ooh, 69% battery. Nice.
I saw the gleam in her eye. She just knew it.
Except it's not nice.
Admitted it in a book. Then that could cause her to get cast out from Trump world. It's she knew not to break America. And the final moment when I really tried to break through to her is, she kept saying, you don't care about those things and people, and I do care. And I said to her, that's not true. Trump doesn't care about these people. At January 6th, many of them have lives been ruined. There were Trump supporters who died that day. And I tried to break through to her and say that it was Donald Trump's fault and that he was the one who doesn't care. But she just has been so, caught up in defending her team and being part of this, being in the mix, that despite having, and people can read it, despite having maybe one moment where I thought I could break through, it's just hard to crack these.
Easy to get caught up with the team.
The theme of your book is
politics.
a very large one. It ain't just about politics.
Us versus them. You gotta
human history.
you gotta accept all the worst people.
Which is, why do people become collaborators? Why do they?
I guess the same reason Democrat voters put up with Democrats, right? It's like, hey, what are we gonna do? Not vote Democrat?
Collaboration is mindset that we're still fighting today.
Oh, I see you there.
That you found in your own party.
I see you there, little guy.
I hope that I tried to write the book in such a way that it wasn't just about politics.
Oh my gosh.
People in other walks of life. People working for the big banks, or the market crashed, or for oil companies after a spill. That there would be some, connective tissue that maybe they could recognize themselves or their friends. So the main things were, number one, demonization of the other side. They become so convinced that the other side is evil that they justify, working for, they don't look at the log in their own eye. Inertia,
I've been
right? You have a job, you have a
before.
family, you have a career, and you're just going up the ladder. It becomes hard to jump off them, especially when it's so tied to your identity. We've talked about compartmentalization, this desire to be in the mix, desire to be around important, interesting things, the buzz of politics, the buzz of the game was another one. Ambition, pure ambition, and money.
One of the
Sure,
people
you gotta be where
absolutely
everything's happening, right?
who I still don't fully
Hello.
understand is Lindsey Graham. I mean, you rode alongside him when you were working for Jeb Bush. He hated Trump. He would tell you that. He spent hours in a bar telling you that. I don't quite get
Of course.
what brought Lindsey Graham to be so disingenuous.
Lindsay.
Yeah,
that guy's a
As much as
loser.
I hate Donald Trump, and I hate Donald Trump, I don't know if I talked to anybody that hated him more than Lindsey Graham back during 2016. I mean, he'd go on and on. He'd call me late into the night talking about how horrible he was, how racist he was, how he was going to ruin the country and the party. And then he is going along with them.
But then,
The answer is this. There's the
yeah,
line
he became
in
the biggest
about how
simp
you wanna
for
be in the
Trump.
room where it
Uh-oh.
happened. This is a
Oh my gosh.
disease in Washington. It's an
Oxygen.
addiction, no different than a real drug addiction. People
oh
in
gosh,
Washington
what are you
wanna be
doing?
People say that it's power,
Oh, that was
but it's
close.
actually down market power. People, not everybody actually wants the power, because that comes with responsibility. They want to be around power. They want to be in the room where it happened. They want to be on the right hand of the person making
Be
decisions,
in the
trying to
room
influence.
where it
This is
happened.
Lindsey. It's the
Room
connective
where
tissue
it
of his whole
happened.
career.
The
From John
room where
McCain
it
all the way
happened.
forward to Trump. He wanted to be in the mix. He was this guy who
Wanna see how the game gets played, how the coffee gets made.
He had risen to the heights of Washington power, and so it's not that he doesn't have philosophical beliefs. He does. But
Just
those are
assume that
subordinate
it
to his
happens.
desire to be important, to have influence.
No one else is
And
in
so
the room
slowly
where
but
it
surely, despite the fact
happened.
that he saw Donald Trump for who he was, he justified it because he knew he could get invited into the golf cart, and that's why I knew on January 6th. I knew because I knew Lindsey that despite the fact that he said the right thing that day, that eventually he would come back.
You have many categories of people who fall prey to being collaborators.
Oh, that's
who
right.
won't
We were
stand
gonna
up
build
and
a,
and one of those categories is scribing.
these.
And I think you have Elise Stefanik, the congresswoman from upstate New York, in that category. Explain her trajectory.
Yeah, probably the most disappointing and devastating of the whole book. Is
Okay,
Elise
it
Stefanik.
looks like
Elise
the
Stefanik
gaming
was
is
Tim Thor, honestly. We worked
smooth.
together on the autopsy in 2012. I decided to do political consulting. She decided to
As
run.
smooth as it's gonna get.
Welcome to Pod Saving.
This administration had been able to deliver because we had.
Yeah, let's listen to Barack Obama. I mean, he's an interesting guy, if nothing else.
Preserve.
He's a smart guy.
Our democracy. And that's sort of a baseline.
He was the president for a while.
And I believe that, given how at least Republican officials
Make some bleach. I love drinking
they
bleach.
increasingly are willing to subvert basic democratic procedures. Right? Like, let's count votes. Let's make sure that people are allowed to vote. Let's make sure that whoever gets the most votes has the most seats, and that if they get the most votes in Congress, that you can pass laws. Right? Basic stuff like that, they don't increasingly seem to believe in. And so that's the sense of urgency that I have. Now, I think for the average voter out there, we can talk about specific issues that are important to them. And
Okay. Oh, right,
this has been
batteries.
a long-term battle that we've been having between Democrats and Republicans, and that is,
And
do we
this-
create the kind of economy that gives everybody a fair shot, and that
Let me take,
grows the economy in a way that is good for
oh yeah, we'll switch out this battery.
the many. And the great thing that I think we have going for us is that even with the
this
racial
one.
minorities, what we've shown is that
There.
we can deliver. You know, the Biden administration has accomplished a lot. Yeah, you've got a historic infrastructure bill that's going to help rebuild America and create jobs.
Oh, right,
all
what were we
across the country.
building?
You've got inflation control
Stasis rifle. Oh, yes.
has lowered prescription drug prices.
We're gonna have some fun with this, boys.
Healthcare is even more affordable through the ACA, that is looking at lowering energy costs. You've got a gun bill that
Okay,
is the first major piece of gun safety legislation that we've seen in 30 years.
freezes physical objects in place.
Across the board,
Motivational
what we've seen
left.
is that
Craig
when
McGill
Democrats
crash
have
landed
a
in the
working
acid
majority or even
swamps of
really slim
Boreal
majority in
9,
Congress,
fought off the
they
arachnid
can make
kidney
people's lives
poachers
better.
and hijacked a taste
And so I-
of a war. If you
So
can
if you
do that,
combine
you can survive one more day.
the deep
Craig
concern
McGill
about
crash landed in the acid
where
swamps of
concrete
Boreal 9.
accomplishments that,
Fought
this
off
administration
arachnid
made
kidney
deliver
poachers.
Because we had
Arachnid kidney poachers.
in both
Hijacked
houses.
a tame Starwall. If you can
That
do
should
all that,
be
you can survive one
enough
more day.
to
Okay, thank
inspire
you,
people to get out. Now,
Robot Lady, for
there's
that
one last piece of
motivational.
business that I think has been unlocked.
speech. Ooh, this is
right?
these are my screenshots.
Because what that also indicates is that a lot of rights that we've taken for granted,
Oh, we found a baby one of these.
one through
Look, isn't it
enormous,
so cute? I love it.
and mobilization over the last 40, 50 years,
We'll try using
those
this.
aren't rights
Oh,
that we can take for granted.
reload. Oh my gosh.
Roe versus Wade can be
What did I
overturned.
freeze?
Then it's likely that a significant part of this Supreme Court is
Happened
less
there.
concerned about issues of privacy and personal freedom generally, which means that LGBTQ rights can be at risk. It means
Q rights? The rights of
basic,
Q
precepts,
anon borders?
the state staying out of how we think about family and relationships. Then
Or
those
power
are-
cell.
And yeah, it's
Oh
been
wait, do we
interesting
put power
talking
cells in the
to
noddle
people
on
who,
the submarine?
even though they thought, even though they were frustrated with the lack of progress in some areas, they had never gone through the experience of seeing us go backwards on a big issue. And it's a reminder that democracy is fragile, that you have to tend to it, you have to fight for it. and
Democracy is
this midterm
fragile.
election, I think, is going to be a
Okay, let's
moment
take some of these supplies and put
where
them
that
on
has to
the
be important, and that means people have to
on the
turn
ship. We got this
So
new big
Donald Trump
ass
has made himself
submarine.
a central character in these midterms.
He has.
He has. He's made it pretty clear he wants to run again. Even if he doesn't, he's clearly remade the Republican Party in his image. What lessons
some
have you
of
learned
this,
in the
one of
last couple of years
these.
about how we can defeat
We don't
not
need
only
one of
Trump
those, I
but
don't
Trumpism
think.
long term?
The thing that I think sometimes we seem to make a
Trumpism.
mistake on is his
It's a
behavior
thing
can
now.
be so outrageous, and now
Oh yeah,
folks
you're
who
telling
copy,
me. You're telling
his
us.
outrageous behaviors get a lot of attention, and
Oh, yeah, he just wants attention, doesn't
so
he?
we join that game, and we spend enormous amounts of time and energy and resources pointing out the latest crazy thing he said, or
All right, let's see if we can dock
rude or mean.
this guy.
That's probably not something that
Check out
in the
this
minds
big
of
ass
most voters
submarine I just
overrides their
built.
basic interests. Can I pay the rent?
It's beautiful. What do I name it? Gotta name it something.
Child care, etc. Right? And I think we saw in 2016. Understandably,
It's happening.
we hadn't seen something
It's happening.
before. We thought, well,
We point that out. That'll be
if we
it.
point that out, that's going to be enough.
Welcome aboard,
And
Captain.
I think that what we all
Oh, that's
should
sick.
have
Oh, I can dock
for
from
several years
right here.
is that
That's cool.
it is an advantage
Oh, I do have power
for
cells
our
here.
candidates to be decent and
Oh,
thoughtful and well-informed
upgrades. Don't have any
and all those
upgrades.
things. And I think
Where do I make upgrades?
we've done a great job
Not this fire
recruiting
extinguisher.
tremendous candidates for Senate, governor's races on down the ballot. So that helps, right? And that should give us an advantage. But we shouldn't assume that in any given election it's a character testimony.
Whoops.
We are going to have to engage in the issues.
Okay, this
and
is the
make
loading dock.
Very concrete arguments to people that
This is
look,
where we can build
if
storage.
You have a Democratic majority.
This right
then
here.
You're more likely.
This
to,
room right here.
Make sure
Oh, we can
that,
build a fabricator right here.
You know, you're getting paid a living wage. and
Here are your
basic
modules.
protections on the job, and that if you're still going to school, that it's going to be affordable. And you know, if you get a job that doesn't give you health care on the job, that you're going to be able to afford to get health care through the Affordable Care Act, and the subsidies are going to be ones that allow you to keep some money in your pocket. Those are the kinds of arguments I think that ultimately we still have to make, even when just
Is this
by
too
how
bulky
we act, how we
right
behave,
here?
we're also modeling
Maybe
a better way of
build wall
doing all
lockers
this.
then.
So one challenge that the Democratic Party has had since you left office is we keep doing worse with voters who don't have a college degree.
Right.
And at first it was white voters.
Right.
And the theory behind that was
Whites.
perhaps racial resentment was driving that. Now
Oh,
we're
I can
seeing
build an
Latino
aquarium,
voters
but
who
I
have
can
college
also
degrees within the
build,
party,
what is
voting
this?
Republican, and even some black voters as well.
Where was it?
New York Times just ran a story
Alien
about
containment.
250-page unpublished manuscript that you wrote in law school.
Floor
This
and
was
font.
very random. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I guess aquarium is
One thing you guys
smaller.
know about me, I've been pretty consistent. You know,
Power
That's
cell
what I took
charger.
away from reading
Oh, and a
it and
power.
reading the story about it is you basically argue that Democrats
Maybe we should build
need to
make a power
appeals
cell
that are
charger and
based
put it
more
in
on
the
class than
engine
race
room,
if you want to
right?
build a durable majority. How do you think about that in light of
You can
the
put
party's current
these in
predicament?
here too.
I have watched with great pride this country become more aware of the force of racism and sexism and homophobia in everyday life.
Oh,
And I think that movements like Me Too,
Powering
Black
up.
Lives Matter, have changed the culture.
I turn
in a
on
positive,
floodlights.
powerful ways.
nice.
You know, speaking as somebody who's got two black daughters, right? I want them to feel as they move through the world.
Oh,
that
I'm
they're
moving
not having to put
slowly.
up with a bunch of nonsense.
Do the this.
If I had a white son, which biologically might be difficult,
What
that,
was that?
that they'd be treated fairly, right? But I also think that when we're talking about putting together, as you said, durable majorities, we have to be able to speak to everybody about their common interests. And what works for, I think, everybody
This
is
in
the idea
here.
of a basic equal treatment. That's an argument that's compatible with progress on
Okay.
social issues and is compatible with economic issues. I think where we get into trouble sometimes is when we try to suggest
Where the hell am
that
I?
some groups are more, because they historically have been victimized more, that somehow
Oh,
they
there's my base.
have a status that's different than other people. And
Here's our little moon
going
pool.
around scolding folks if they don't use exactly the right phrase.
Oh, wait, can I?
That identity politics becomes the principal
Oh, identity politics. Everybody
lens
hates
through
that.
which we view
So annoying.
our various
Deal with.
political
We
challenges.
have a vending machine
And
right
to
here.
me,
Oh, I can use it.
I think
Oh,
that
well, I can make snacks.
for a
Rice
lot of
snack.
average
Generic,
folks
tasty
ends up
rice snack.
feeling as
Add
if
sugar, salt, or
you're not
spices for
speaking
sweet
to
and savory
my
flavors.
concerns, or for that matter, my kids' concerns and their future. It feels as if I'm being excluded from that conversation rather than brought into the conversation. And so that's something that we all have to do.
And
But I want to
let's
emphasize
see.
that, throughout my
I need
presidency,
some of
there was never a
these
time
and some
in which we
rubies.
shied away from making strong arguments on behalf of groups that
I'm doing
were
like
historically,
diamonds,
subjugated in this country, and we
gold,
didn't ignore history.
silver.
But there was always an invitation to people
That's.
to say,
You can take
"You know
some
what?
of these.
I think all of us, regardless of what your status is, want
We have plenty of
fairness.
diamonds
Want
actually, since we're not really using them.
your
Yeah.
sons or daughters to
Oh,
be treated
whoops.
Warning,
and with respect.
emergency power only.
And the more
Emergency
we're leading
power
into those
only.
arguments, and the less we're leading into an argument that says we're deserving of
Oh, it was because we're charging
consideration,
batteries,
and
huh?
you guys are the problem, however you wanted to frame you guys. Yeah, I think
Guys.
most people don't want to be lectured to in that way, and I think that can cause us some difficulties.
Oh yeah,
One
nobody
thing
likes
that's also
to be
happening is
lectured
Republicans
to,
take advantage of this
Right.
kind of damage the Democratic brand in some way. And in the last few elections, we've seen that Democratic policies,
Warning,
Medicaid,
emergency
raising
power
the minimum
only.
wage, those things have like a 15-point
Oxygen
advantage over
production
Democratic politicians
offline.
who would want to.
Yeah,
oppose them.
yeah.
What do you see as the? I mean, you just talked a little bit about it, but like, how do we close that gap?
It's
right?
the
How do
only way
we-
to trouble
how do we get
vertically
people
the
to
base
listen?
is
We seem to be
with
more
the-
able to listen and get past polarization and misinformation when it's on the policy.
The ladder between two.
I think it is connected to what we just
Multi-purpose
talked about.
rooms.
And listen, I think it's important for us to acknowledge that what Republicans and conservative media have done very cleverly
Here it
is to
is.
find whatever the most outrageous examples of overwrought cancel culture is, and they'll flash it on the screen as if this is the Democratic Party platform, and
Oh no.
and because
Only
they
a few
understand
crazy
this
people
dynamic
out there.
that we just talked about, right? The message they sell day in day out.
Titanium, we
is
don't have titanium,
these
goddammit.
effete coastal liberals are looking down on you and think you're stupid, and so as a consequence, whatever they say, they don't mean it because all they care about
Yeah,
is
the liberals
keeping you
are
down and
annoying.
lifting themselves up.
Given that.
And so, in light of the fact
Gotta
that
admit
that is
that, if
constantly
nothing else.
in the air that Republicans breathe and voters
God damn it, do I have
oftentimes
none?
are exposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to bend over
Oh,
backwards
I'm
sometimes.
flooding. We're flooding. Oh, gosh.
In order to get people
Wait, how?
policy. I mean, I think there's
How are we
a
flooding?
reason why
God damn it.
a guy like Fetterman in Pennsylvania has done well among
Oh,
those
well.
that some
Guess it
other
doesn't.
Democrats might not.
Oh, wait,
Because he
how?
Comes out
How
with
did
a
this?
guy,
How did this
right?
happen?
And every once in a
Power
while, he says
restored.
something that
All
is a little
primary systems online.
off script. If he was
How did that just
Electricity
happen?
restored.
on a college campus,
Training
people might be,
systems initiated.
Hull integrity.
and that's a good thing. That's a healthy thing, right?
Restored.
I'm not
Oh,
suggesting.
there it goes.
Every candidate has to be themselves, and
How did I run out of titanium?
Of fight folks trying to be down with the people, and
Whoa.
I think it
it's
rules.
fast.
I love it when they try.
and it's a little awkward and stiff. But all of you guys were also, with
this-
us when we were on campaigns.
Right
and,
here.
And I was in places that a lot of folks thought I could not
Fabricator.
get votes
Here we go.
because of my biography. But I think what people sensed was, oh, this guy relates to us, right? He gets us, and that
Then
quality
Make this
is something
fancy.
that I think
God damn it.
Democrats have to embrace and claim, and I think we do get.
Hold on a sec.
Look, I used to whenever, as you guys know well, whenever I got a little too professorial and started when I was behind a podium as opposed to when I was in a crowd, there were times where I'd get sound like I was giving a bunch of policy gobbledygook. And that's not how people think about these issues. They think about them in terms of the life I'm leading day to day. How does politics how is it even relevant to the things that I care most deeply about? My family, my kids, work that gives me satisfaction, having fun. Not being a buzzkill, right?
That's a lesson for the Democratic
Yeah,
Party.
and sometimes Democrats are, right? It's like, sometimes people just want to not feel as if they are walking on eggshells, and they want some acknowledgement that life is messy and that all of us, at any given moment, can, say things the wrong way, make mistakes. Michelle talks about her mother-in-law, or her mother, my mother-in-law, who is a extraordinary woman. But as Michelle points out, she's 86, and sometimes, trying to get the right phraseology when we're talking about issues, Michelle's like, that's like her trying to learn Spanish. it doesn't mean she shouldn't try to learn Spanish, but it means that sometimes she's not going to get the words right, and that's okay, right? And that attitude, I think, of just being a little more real and a little more grounded is something that I think goes a long way in counteracting what is a systematic, the systematic propaganda that I think is being pumped out by Fox News and all these other outlets all the time.
Pod Save America is brought to you by Magic Spoon. Cereal that's good for you doesn't have to suck. It just needs a little magic, guys.
A little magic. That's
Time to try Magic Spoon cereal, the cereal that tastes good and is good for you. Magic Spoon has replicated your favorite childhood cereals to taste good and be good for you. Each serving contains 0 grams of sugar, over 13 grams of protein, and less than 5 grams of carbs. It's a low-carb, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free way to relive those moments watching your favorite cartoons. Plus, it's only 140 calories a serving. It's like there's magic in every spoonful, guys.
how they did the name.
We eat keto cereal in the red states, and we worship an awesome God in the blue states.
With over 8 unique flavors, you won't get bored of feeling good with Magic Spoon. Yeah, they got cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry muffin, maple waffle, honey nut, cookies and cream, and cinnamon roll.
It's better than the other adult cereals. They're like muesli made of tree bark.
No one wants that. You want your frosted Magic Spoon? That's what I've been eating. Head to magicspoon.com/cricket to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try the magic for yourself. And be sure to use our promo code cricket at checkout to save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon's so confident in their product, it's back with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/cricket and use the code cricket to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. Pod Save America is brought to you by Hold On Bags. Plastic. It's everywhere we look, and not enough is being done about it. 100 billion plastic bags are used and then thrown away every year. The plastic bag you see in the gutter or floating in a stream or washed up on the beach, multiply that by 100 billion. Yikes, right?
It's a lot of billion.
I don't see enough streams in my life.
Does this remind you of The Graduate, that speech?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's what I said last time.
Plastics. You did say last
You weren't
time.
there.
I was there.
You were just on the Zoom.
There's a better way. It can start with a better bag. Hold On is a company born from the idea that there must be a better way to go about our daily chores. Trash bags and kitchen bags are necessary staples, but do they need to be 100% plastic? They do not. Hold On wants to be part of the growing movement away from single-use plastic, which, if you ask most experts, is the single worst kind of plastic. At every stage, production, disposal, and decomposition, plastic bags are doing harm to our earth, our water, and even our bodies. To shop plant-based bags and replace single-use plastics all over your home, visit
Okay, thank you.
Clearly love.
Smartest way to hire.
I don't know that you know this, but we used to joke that you would always insist on saying that the Recovery Act was divided into 3 parts. And we used to think, oh no, he's going down the Recovery Act is divided into 3 parts thing again. It's
I feel terrible about that now. I'm sure that's why we got clouded in 2010.
I just want you guys to know that we talked about that in the last interview that we did at the White House.
Oh, man.
well, it's been a long time. I think it's worth repeating.
Clearly, Lovett's been traumatized by this whole
I think
thing.
about
He
it
still has
sometimes.
PTSD.
I think about it sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You brought up Fetterman. I mean, Fetterman saw something in your campaign in 2008. 'Cause I think he was like the only elected official in Western PA that endorsed us.
That's exactly right.
And what, like, do you think?
Wiring
what do you
kit.
like about it? Is it the look, or is it
That
like,
silver.
Words like authenticity get overused, but the thing I
Here we are.
love about Fetterman, and you see it in a lot of our other candidates, is you feel as if when you're talking to them, that you're having a normal conversation.
Yeah,
And
he's just a normal dude.
and
huh?
some sense of how the rest of America lives.
Just a cool guy.
Right?
Not a lot to ask.
It's pretty basic, right? You feel as if that guy walked into a diner, sat down, and you started
Oh, can you eat this now? Nice. Maximized.
just talking about whatever issues came to mind.
Here it is.
That you might not agree with everything he said, but you'd feel as if he had a point of view that was informed by his real life experiences, that he was honest about what he believed,
He's
that he'd be
honest.
open to potentially changing his mind if you made a
Take
good
these
argument.
batteries.
That there are certain values that
You can just
he cares about,
storage.
and that he cares about people. Right?
Look at it. So sexy.
Now why it
Are
is
those
that
the floodlights?
those qualities don't seem to always apply to successful Republican candidates. What's going on there? I don't know. But I suspect, and I've talked to you guys about this before. Again, it's the degree to which conservative media just has a
Power
problem
cell.
on how people are presented.
Oh, the upgrade fabricator.
Dominant narratives there are so
Decoy
powerful.
2 upgrade. Capacity of the Decoy 2.
People will vote for
How do I
DeSantis.
make decoys? That's what I want to know.
Have a great time.
He doesn't seem like a lot of fun.
Hanging out with that
Sonar
guy.
upgrade.
I think it's going to be a problem for him. It's going to be a problem for him.
Ingredients unknown.
You can't just sound like Trump.
Do you want Trump without the charisma?
Yeah. A couple of them have tried that.
Yeah.
And we know the ingredients, but we don't have them
you guys
yet.
will forgive me. I wanted just a
Depth
little
module.
couple international.
Efficiency
Yeah, man,
module.
look,
Okay, thank you.
Recycles
you
heat
count to the
byproduct.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
As seamless as the transition in the State of the Union. As we are strong at home, so are we strong in the
Camps
world.
on this side of the bus.
Oh my
Two
god.
things about the economy.
Yeah, you got 2 lines. Right.
So, this is every day.
You were fighting this battle.
Listen, thank God for Ben. I saw that you, Michelle, put out a
That's
statement in
the
support of
upgrade
Iranian
dock
protesters,
is over here.
earlier this week. I was just wondering why you thought it was important to weigh in, and if you think there's lessons we can learn from the Green Movement in 2009 or the Arab Spring
Okay, we can
about
make
which of
this
these
right, should put it
democratic movements
right
succeed and fail,
here.
and why.
I think there's no way to predict how this plays out. And one thing we all
Yeah, let's put it up here.
through the Arab Spring is that you can't underestimate the power of this sheer force of violence. Sadly.
That.
And repressive mechanisms that a government like Iran has in place.
Boop.
But there are a couple of conclusions.
Let's just put this here
One
to store it.
is that there is deep dissatisfaction with the Iranian regime. Number 2,
Yeah,
that
don't have
women in
decoys.
particular are chafing under a series of not just systematic discrimination against women and
Yeah,
subjugation
woman
of women, but
having a moment right now.
also an arbitrariness.
Oh,
and,
energy.
cruelty.
Why is energy going down?
That's exercised by the state against women, which has made them.
Oh, we're already using it. Okay.
We're fed up. We're tired of this.
All right.
And that's extraordinary.
Well, we have plenty of power cells, it looks like.
Whether it ends
Big
up
boy.
bringing about fundamental
What is
change
this?
in that regime,
What?
I think is hard to predict. But the one thing that, when I think back to 2009, 2010, you guys.
Oh, was that charging it?
There was
Okay,
a big
well.
debate inside the White House about whether I should
Plenty
publicly
charge. Wait.
affirm,
No
what was
vehicle
going
dock.
on
Wait, where'd it
in the
go?
movement, because
What?
a lot of the activists were being accused
was right
of
here.
tools of the West, and there was some thought that we were somehow going to be undermining
hell?
their street cred in Iran if I.
No, it's here somewhere.
What they're doing. And in retrospect, I think that was a mistake. Every time we see a flash, a glimmer of hope, of people longing for freedom, I think
This-
we have to point it out. We have to shine a spotlight on it. We have to express some solidarity. about
Okay,
it.
I'm pretty sure I
That
docked
doesn't
it
mean, by the
right
way, that the
there.
administration is,
Where is
that
it? What?
A U.S. administration
Where the
shouldn't be taking in a
fuck?
bunch of other equities into account. They have to. A president has to, right? So I continue to believe
It just
that,
disappeared? Are you
Iran
kidding me?
is a really important thing for us to do to prevent
What the
Iran
fuck?
from getting a nuclear weapon. Had we
Dude.
not had that in place, I think Iran
No.
would have had a nuclear weapon by now.
Look how well it's gone since we pulled out.
Exactly. Right. So you still have to make decisions, often very difficult. About, are there places where you do?
I'm
business
pretty
with
sure I left it
government
right here. What?
as the president? And that's the job.
Wait, it
of
says
the
big boy.
an administration facing a complicated world. But our moral response to the
Why?
that's taking place in Iran and those women and girls who are on the streets knowing that they're putting themselves
It just disappeared.
to speak truth to power. We have to.
Dude, that's not cool.
It brings about more space for
God damn it. Am I gonna have to build another one?
civic conversation.
Doesn't make sense. Is that a glitch? Does that happen sometimes?
Speaking of brutal repressive governments, I mean, it's been 8 months, 9 months since Putin.
And what
launched
is this
his invasion of
energy being
Ukraine. I
used
think
for?
everyone's
Is
been
it the
impressed
lights?
with
Is that
the
it?
way The Ukrainians have fought, how effectively they fought. I've been impressed with how much Europe has.
Or maybe
actually
it's using it to
stepped up
charge the
and
power
supported them.
cells. Okay.
The flip side of that success, though, is the fact that it appears
How else
that
do I
Russia
get
is
energy
losing,
then?
or he's losing ground. Putin is getting pushed further into the corner. So I'm just wondering if you have thoughts for people who are watching this. They're inspired by the Ukrainian resistance. They want them to defend their country successfully, but they're also pretty nervous
Oh, I
about
get
this
it.
de-escalation and this chatter about Russia using.
I have to build.
I think what the Ukrainian people have accomplished is extraordinary, and it's a testimony to.
I gotta build
not
this in the
just
base,
courage
so
of the
it's
soldiers, but this is a entire nation.
yeah. Now the energy isn't going
in
down.
the face.
Okay.
Extraordinary odds, and making tremendous sacrifices.
Why?
And
I'm
Zelensky
sad
himself
now.
Has risen to the moment in a way that his biography would not have
Edge.
anticipated, right? So
Oh wow,
at
it's
the end
dark.
of the day, it is not our job to tell the Ukrainians when is it enough, how far should they go, what concessions should they make, etc. That's up to them. As their allies, it is important for us to support
Okay,
them,
so
financially, militarily, through our intelligence.
here we can
We do
use.
have, however, to be clear and honest with them about what we can. And there are lines that we have to determine internally, the U.S., NATO.
Now we can charge this with the solar
that take into account
array,
the risk
right?
of this tipping into a
Should we build another solar
Russia-
panel? I don't know.
US NATO conflict as opposed to a Russia-Ukraine conflict. I'm not privy to enough of the intelligence at this stage and it's not my.
Now I'm kind of sad. Literally, it just disappeared.
On where that line should be drawn.
It's really not
But as
cool.
we're thinking about, for example, what weapons
I
we're sending,
named that thing and
how we're
everything.
approaching our support for Ukraine. I think
Oh well.
thinking about where defense stops and offense begins.
I guess we can build a new one.
Is
Power
something
cell,
that
lubricant,
needs to be
glass,
used.
titanium
And probably the
ingots.
thing that I'm most concerned about is that lines of communication between
Okay, so we're gonna have to find some new titanium. I think I know where to get them.
as weak as they have been in a very long time, even in the in some of the lowest points of
These.
the Cold War, there was still a sense of the ability to pick up a phone and work through diplomatic channels to
Oh, here's
send
some.
clear signals. And a lot of that is broken down, and I don't think it's the fault of our administration. I think that we're now dealing with a type of Russian regime.
It is kind of
that's actually
dangerous to go there, isn't
even
it?
more centralized,
I guess we can go there in the sub.
more isolated and closed off. I think Putin has consolidated decision making to a degree that we haven't seen, even during the Soviet era, and that creates some dangers and us finding ways in which some of
Oh
that
wow, the power is being drained
be
pretty
raised.
fast.
As we defend democratic values abroad, we defend them here at home.
Oh, okay. God.
We back?
I mean, that I think was a little better. I have to admit.
All right. So one of the things you've said since leaving office is it's your job to kind of step back and allow a new generation of leaders to emerge. Did you intend on that to be the silent generation?
All right, so you were just saving that joke.
Yes, hyped up. No, the real question is, you know, when we talked a couple years ago, you pointed to young people that you were excited about. Are there young leaders that are inspiring to you, exciting to you that you're seeing?
Yeah, look, one of the things I want to emphasize in this midterm is the importance of looking not just at the top of the ballot, but all the way down the bottom, because there are governor's races, secretary of state's races, state legislative races that are going to really matter. When we talk about how are we going to preserve democracy, particularly at a time when the current Supreme Court,
Okay, literally.
to put it
Look, it
charitably,
says
does not
it's
seem
right
as
here.
in overseeing and
Why is it on the screen right here? But wait, what if I
it
save
becomes that much more
and then
important
just
for us to make sure that we've got
reload?
quality candidates and we're supporting them and we're turning out for them at every level, because
Sure.
it may turn out that in a close presidential election at some point, you know,
1 day and
certification
54
of,
minutes.
an election in a key swing state may be at issue, and it's going to be really important that we have people there who play it straight. So I've seen a lot of talent that there's a gap between the talent that's coming up. A lot of them are
No vehicle.
40 and
Sad.
under, and then we have
Literally.
our national leadership that
That's so fucking
is
dumb.
over 40.
It
and
literally
I
was just
think, why
consumed.
that gap exists.
Okay,
we
well,
can speculate, but the good news is
we're gonna
that there
go
are,
and build a new
a lot
one.
of
Okay.
talented members of Congress.
Okay, guys.
Young people, and I don't want to. The problem is if I
Oh
start.
my
naming
god,
some
all
of
the
them,
upgrades.
then, you know,
All the CMOth
wow, you left me
upgrades that
out.
were in it. Oh my gosh,
so
wait.
I don't want to do that, but
It just
if you look
disappeared.
at,
Is that a
the
thing?
talent
Wait,
that's
hold
in-
on. I want to see if
in
that's a
Congress
thing.
right now, young, dynamic folks who are willing to shake things up. It's really impressive, and it's just going to be a
Subnautica.
matter of them continuing on the path they're on and then making the leap,
Cyclops.
where they start getting national attention. I think it's a little harder now
Glitch.
to break out nationally than it was even when I was.
Sorry, Obama. Floaters are Cyclops killer. Docking. Docking Seamoth. I don't get it. Docking bug. That's it. Oh well, what's going on here? This is an old version of the game. Yeah, what is... Okay, let's hear about China's economy. Apparently it's not doing great.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Cold Fusion.
The power cell
Only
leg
a couple of
last
years
times
ago,
two.
China was on the path to overtaking the United
I think
States
I know where to get
and
some,
becoming the world's largest economy. In 2014, many were speculating
where
that
it
this could
gets a
happen
lot
as soon
of
as
metal
2024.
salvage. Here we go.
Dubbed by many as an economic miracle, China
Over
grew from
here.
a third world
If only there
country
was some
to a
kind of
global
map.
superpower
That would be
in just a
nice.
matter of a few decades.
Found out how to go down. It's
Few
the
could
C
foresee
key.
the effects that the economic reform in the late 1970s would have on the developing country. Soon, the lists of
pretty
the
sure there
largest
aren't any
companies in the world
Leviathans in this
began
direction.
to feature more and more Chinese enterprises. Globally, the country was one of the most important trade partners, fueling globalization on a scale never seen before. And
China
with that power
importance,
came
yeah.
influence. Fast forward a few years, and China finds itself in a myriad of problems,
Oh, what?
both economic and political. A catastrophic zero-COVID policy,
Did it hit
real
the
estate debt
rock?
crisis, external
Okay,
infrastructure
what's this
issues,
sonar good for?
internal debt issues, a mini revolt of the youth, and the slowing down of the
Mini
economy
revolts.
are just some of the things that have been plaguing the nation recently. The results of these issues threaten the very power structures of the country. So how did China get here, and what are the consequences for the country and the world as a whole? So get comfortable,
What indeed?
buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride.
You're watching Cold Fusion TV.
Let's begin by understanding the most talked about issue, the real estate bubble. The main growth, both for the Chinese economy as well as the housing market, began in
my bait. Oh,
1979 with economic reform. From here, China
Leviathan.
opened up to the rest of the world.
Okay, seriously, what is this
civilian
good for? It doesn't even
migration
detect
from
the
rural
reef back.
locations to main city hubs ensued as people looked to improve their quality of life.
Hundreds of millions of sons, and particularly daughters, of Chinese
Oh, the
farmers
depth
who
is 500
moved
meters
from the
max.
farm
Okay,
where they
cool.
were earning really
so
the
we
same
can
as
get
they
down to
were
the
earning
Degassi
1,000
base.
years ago in Chinese history. Absolute
theory.
subsistence wages. They traveled 4 or 5 hours to the local city, and there they began working in the big factories,
Here,
the
let's go.
workshop of the world.
Edge flint.
Due to that, in 4 decades, China went from a
Excessive
mostly
noise.
rural population
Silent
to a
running.
country
How about
where
that?
2/3 of the entire population lives in major cities.
What does the noise mean?
On top of
Excessive noise.
relocations, a cultural element
What if
also
we turn
boosted the
on-
sales
oh,
of housing. Owning real estate
Why is it
was
so
considered
red?
a source of financial stability for a family, as well as a prerequisite for marriage.
Hello?
As a result of the one-child policy and the Chinese preferring male
What, do we not have
heirs,
power?
there are 35 million more men than women in China. That creates intense competition for brides, with men often
Oh, is it
having to
'cause of
prove
the
their
silent
material
running?
worth. This often means owning a home.
This led to entire families and their friends pooling money to contribute to the purchase
Okay.
of a house for their relatives.
We'll go silent for
Why,
a while.
you might ask? Because the prices of apartments have gotten so out of control that according to the Financial Times, housing affordability in China is among the worst in the world.
Damn.
Taking into account living expenses, it would
What the
take the
hell?
average
Okay, we'll
earner
just do this.
50 years to buy an
If the
apartment.
engine's gonna overheat.
This collective pooling of money is a major difference between the Chinese property market and the West. Little inventory
Now
and
we
slow
can do
development,
this.
combined with rapid growth, led to major
Here
supply
we go.
issues.
Oh, we're about to
Thus,
bump into
prices
that.
rose, and affordable housing became an issue
Whoa,
for local governments.
Great.
The solution was to issue loans to property development companies, as well as easing the credit lending standards to individuals. Due to these factors, the Chinese real estate market became a rocket ship, and it fueled massive economic growth. Some companies, like the infamous Evergrande, took full advantage of the situation and expanded aggressively, aided in a large part by the availability of cheap credit. Evergrande became so large that they even built a theme park and purchased a soccer team with some of the money. The theme park is now abandoned. You'll see why shortly, but here's how it looks like now. It really is a sad waste of money, time, and resources.
Let's see. We try to use the stasis rifle, maybe. Then lights, camera, action. Oh gosh! Oh, it's dead. Okay, cool.
Many of these property institutions quickly became the largest in the country, and many expanded projects into overseas markets.
Oh, hey, look,
Commercial housing sales reached $2.7 trillion in 2020. In China today, the general population has about 70% of their total wealth stored in the real estate market. Let me repeat that. 70% of their total wealth is stored in the real estate market.
That's
However, the supply of housing was still short, in part due to speculation. It was commonplace to purchase a second or third home as an investment, since it was considered wise and a stable use of savings.
Creature egg. This is a strange
Seeing the never-ending
demand,
demand,
what to do with creature
developers
eggs
created an ingenious system to further fuel expansion. These were based on two key pillars. First, they started to finance their operations with foreign debt. The appetite for Chinese debt and equity was increasing around the world since their massive growth brought very attractive yields. Secondly, developers created pre-sale options for buyers that quickly became the norm in the country. In it, home buyers would give money to developers for a home that has yet to be built. All they had was a promise that once it was finished, it would be theirs.
The whole construction period would take
trust me,
about
bro.
2 to 3 years usually.
Once it exists, it'll be all yours.
People will start paying their mortgage way before the completion of the project.
I know I saw over here a
years,
ton
even years
of
over a year and a half.
Metal salvage.
In the past, it wasn't seen as a risky business because, as I said, and people would not expect developers cannot complete their home at a large scale, not like now.
While this made sense for both sides, it quickly escalated. With loose regulations around how much money the property developers needed to keep, they started to game the system to their advantage. By obtaining pre-sales, they were able to start new projects without finishing the old ones.
Special equipment.
Once the new projects yielded new pre-sales, they would use some of that money to finance the actual construction, while the rest went to new projects and so on. In essence, they created a Ponzi scheme that relied 100% on the stable and perpetual growth of the housing market. However, once the influx of people to major cities started to slow down from 4.1% in 1996 to 2.1% in 2020, the scheme started to fall apart. With a slowdown in pre-sales, developers started to rely more and more on banks and foreign debt to keep expanding. Sometimes the debt payment was too large to pay with an operating income, so they used further debt to finance their obligations. It all continued for some time, but soon the Chinese authorities entered the scheme. In August of 2020, the Chinese government implemented the 3 red lines policy. Each line represents a debt ratio that the companies had to respect. If not, their ability to contract more liabilities was severely hampered. Developers with extreme amounts of debt, such as Evergrande, crossed all 3 lines, meaning that they were not able to increase their liabilities any further. And since Evergrande used debt to finance old liabilities, it was not long before they started to run into liquidity troubles. First, they failed to repay the wealth managers who had a direct investment in the company. This provoked a large revolt by wealth managers and investors who went to their headquarters to protest.
In September 2021, there was a hugely crucial moment.
Evergrande missed payments on wealth management products. The wealth management market in China is where ordinary people can put their savings. The money is usually going into real estate, often to companies like Evergrande. And these people who had invested hadn't got their money back. They descended on the headquarters of Evergrande in Shenzhen.
Mad, bro.
We don't know where to get our money. And now we go to Shenzhen government.
Show me the money.
And nobody help us.
This was the point at which it went from it might be a crisis to, well, it probably is a crisis.
Soon after, Evergrande started to fail on its payments of dollar bonds, and these bonds were sold to the Western world. And they weren't the only property company in trouble. Property developer Kaiser missed a $400 million bond payment in November of 2021. And in January of 2022, Shimayo Group defaulted on a $101 million
Falling on hard
loan.
times. We thought
And most
COVID was hard
recently,
enough.
Yuzo Group requested to defer a payment
it's
of
getting
offshore
harder.
bonds worth $582 million. This resulted in a large loss of confidence in the Chinese housing and bond market, both internally and externally. This accumulated in mortgage strikes by distinguished buyers who were paying their monthly bills without seeing any progress on their purchased property. Today, more than 320 groups of homeowners are believed to be refusing to pay their mortgage loans.
Yeah, we're not getting close to that.
Anger erupting among Chinese home buyers as
What is
property
that?
developers hold
Does that mean
construction
there's something
on their
dangerous over
homes.
there?
这种希望破灭的那种感觉，就有点万念俱灰了。
What was that?
Since July, home buyers in over 100 cities
stunned.
across China have
What?
declared a mortgage boycott.
What
Just
happens?
like Tian, many home buyers are desperate. Some have taken to street
Okay,
demonstrations. But
Okay.
these have been quickly
We're all bumping
quashed,
together.
with officials citing COVID concerns.
What is it? Is it one of those creature attack?
Backed into a corner, home buyers have threatened
What
to
creature?
stop payments on their mortgage in over 300 projects.
Should I go out and check? Is it the crab squid?
The value of these loans is estimated to be worth between $150 and $300 billion. The Chinese government has since slightly relaxed the rules. And, on top of that, the Chinese central bank has cut interest rates in an attempt to revive the credit and housing markets. We'll have to see what happens
It
with
must have
this.
been the crab
It's
squid,
not
I
clear
guess.
if the situation will subside or
Okay,
if
so
more
the
property
crab
developers go
squids can get
insolvent,
us-
causing civil unrest.
Of course,
On
the
top of all of
hello,
this,
guys.
real estate-related
Are you gonna hurt us?
activities represent
If
close
we
to
bump into you?
30% of total Chinese yearly GDP. If the property sectors go under, there's going to be a ripple effect. It's a risk to banks, local governments, and the stability
It's
of
just,
China.
yeah, respect you guys.
While all of that might sound bad enough, other debt issues are starting to rear their ugly head. There's been many unprofitable and huge debt-ridden infrastructure projects. One famous case is the Super Speed Railroad. The infrastructure project began after the 2008 financial crisis
Okay, I
as
don't
an
know what
attempt
this-
to pump money into
I
the
don't know what these
economy
are
and
exactly.
create employment opportunities. It was a classic fiscal policy boost that
I
worked
wonder if
to
sounding the
the
horn
friction.
drives off the
The
creatures or
project
just makes
was a
them
major
more mad.
success,
Right?
offering employment to millions and single-handedly pushed some industry sectors, such as steel and concrete, out of default. This was, in large part, why China avoided the turmoil that most other countries faced during the 2008 crisis. While it did save the economy from
I wish I could
recession,
look down
the
more
problems
easily.
started right
See what's
after
below
construction
me.
finished. Since the railway connected secondary locations and not
That's
main
kind of
destinations, the demand was not always there.
Well, I think
And to add to this,
this is where
the ticket prices were out of reach
all the
for the
metal
majority of the
salvages.
population. The lack of revenue may not have been
Is
an
it?
issue. However, this project was
They're pretty
funded
deep.
by massive amounts of debt by major banks, local governments, as well as some publicly issued bonds. From 2015 up to this day, the interest alone on these payments have surpassed the operating income of the project. That's right, the interest on the debt
What is
has
that?
been more
Oh, it's
than
the
the
psychic
company's
thing.
income.
Is it a threat?
As of
Not showing
2021,
up on the
the
radar.
total
Oh, is it fighting the-
liabilities are
is it
5.9
fighting the-
trillion yuan, or $900 billion.
The sharks?
In other words, 5% of the Chinese
Cool.
GDP.
Oh, there's a
The
crawler
majority
down
of
there.
these
Multiple
liabilities are bonds, which are sold to
crawlers,
state
okay.
banks. Thanks to the
Keep
zero
that in
COVID
mind.
lockdown,
Oh gosh,
the
what?
rail infrastructure is being used even less. As a response,
Oh,
the
I
Chinese
think we're about
government
to hit
announced
something.
an economic
Okay.
stimulus to lift the COVID hit
hit some
economy.
rocks.
This included allowing the China Railway to issue another 300 billion yuan in the form of railway construction
Yuan.
bonds. They're doubling down
Okay,
on
let's
an
see what we
already
can find.
unprofitable venture. It seems like China is putting appearances above functionality and
Oh, let's
profitability,
get the
a
stasis
path that
rifle
can lead
ready.
to major issues if not addressed accordingly. Due to massive amounts of debt expansion, profit motives, and poor planning, there are numerous ghost cities in China. These are areas of vast
Ghost
amounts of
cities.
infrastructure and property that virtually remains unoccupied. The Financial Times explains.
The ratio of empty apartments in China
could range between
so many sharks.
10%
Wait, what is that?
and as high
Oh,
as
it's one of
40
those.
or even
I didn't think those
50%
were
in some small cities.
that deep.
There are
I didn't
enough
think those
empty
things were-
homes in China right now
went that deep.
to house about 90 million people.
Is that the same
greater
thing?
than the population of Germany or the UK.
Newer developments were built quite quickly without a lot of consideration for, the logistics.
I've traveled to many parts of China where you go to a suburb and suddenly you see this forest of apartment blocks. Carry on
this real
5,
quick.
10 minutes in your taxi and you're still going through apartment block after apartment block with nobody in them.
I visited one of the more famous ghost cities, Ordos, in the middle of the desert, very far away from anything.
It would suck
was
if
quite
it
strange
attacked my
because it's not like
son.
there's necessarily jobs there.
Or are they fighting each other? Yes, let them
To
fight.
add to the internal debt issues, China
I
is
wonder if
also
I can
struggling
use the
with
stasis
external
rifle on the
infrastructure projects.
Leviathan. That would be cool.
The Grand Belt and Road Initiative is threatening to turn out to be one of the most unprofitable global projects of all time. The initiative is a large investment into more than 100 countries. It's China's ambitious attempt at growing global influence as well as creating global links to China.
I mean, we'll see how it
theory,
turns out,
strengthening
right?
its import-export markets. The thing is, though, investment in risky countries is just that, risky. And if not calculated properly, these investments can turn out to be very unprofitable ventures.
Unfortunate.
In just 2020 and 2021, China has had to renegotiate more than $52 billion in debt. And a lot of the countries that China deals with are unwilling or unable to pay. The Belt and Road Initiative has become so large that China has become the world's largest source of development credit, overtaking the World Bank as well as the IMF. Considering that this project is political in nature, no matter how unprofitable, the state government is likely to keep financing it. China could gain untold geopolitical leverage, but it comes with the risk of a catastrophic outcome, both for the financial stability of China, as well as causing a political debacle due to its involvement in other countries' foreign affairs.
Oh, there's that warper.
As if debt issues, both on the internal and external front, are not enough,
over there.
the
I think
Chinese
they
government
stick to their
continues to support a
territory.
zero-COVID policy to this day. The plan on
It's
paper
good that they
was
don't
to
go
eliminate the
wandering
disease.
around. That would be.
The government was to be
that would
seen
be a
as
lot
competent
of
and to be
shit to deal
able
with.
to deal with whatever came
Speaking
its
of shit
way.
to deal with.
And it worked for some time. As of today, according to the official statistics, the death toll from the virus in China stands at a little over 5,000,
Okay, so is there something
while
over
the
here?
US is over 1 million. No
Yeah, this
matter how
looks out of
staged these
place,
numbers might
doesn't
be,
it?
the authorities could point to this low number as a rationale for lockdowns. While the rest of the world is moving on due to herd immunity, China, on the other hand, can't do so. They've had no
We have
natural
herd immunity.
The latest mandate is for
And so
every
maybe,
major
it was
city
the right
to have
thing
a
to do
test
to
site
just let
like this within
everyone get
15
infected.
minutes walk of every resident. It looks like they're going to become a
Seat
permanent fixture on the streets, and having a negative result will be required for going to school, work, shopping, or eating out.
Damn, you got it.
There will be no living with the virus
Can't
in
eat
China.
out with the virus, huh?
It is pursuing a pandemic victory at all costs.
Once they announced the zero-COVID policy and how it could go on for more than 5 years, the lockdown's perception in the general population's eyes quickly changed. People are now protesting lockdowns in what can
How
only
is it
be
hurting me?
described
My
as a
health isn't
dystopian
going
nightmare.
down. Oh, there it is. Oh gosh. Oh god. Is it going towards the sun? Oh no. Chill. Okay, it's going away.
However, even if the
it got
state
really
wanted
close
to,
though. Maybe we
going
should
back
get
on
out
its
of here
policies
soon.
now would be a complete disaster, both on a humanitarian and political scale. According to Shanghai's Fudan University, the death toll could reach more than 1 million people, and it would be an admission of failure on the part of state leadership.
Oh man.
Completely unacceptable, as the government is preparing for its 20th Party Congress, where current President Xi Jinping will go on for his third consecutive term as party leader. Thus, having a slowdown of the economy and popular discontent seem to be, no matter how wrong, the only viable path for the state authorities moving forward. If they backtrack, it's weakness. And saving face is a big part of Chinese culture, and the government must showcase their superiority, no matter how staged it might seem to their Western counterparts. What does this mean for the economy? Well, to start, a massive decline in internal demand, and increasing employment, especially among the young. For educated young people, 1/5 of themselves find themselves jobless at the time of recording.
Oof.
On the external front, the zero-COVID policy has been one of the main issues leading into the global recession. There's been a weakening of confidence of foreign businesses that rely on China for exports and imports.
Wow, there's so
The
many
most
sharks
extreme
around.
example is Apple, who is moving some of their manufacturing of the iPhone 14 to rival India, and we've done a full episode on this story. The economic and political issues are not the only problems for the state government either. Increasing unemployment among the young and educated is quickly on the rise, climbing to a record 20% in July of this year. This is mainly due to the slowing down of the economy and the shrinking opportunities that come with it. In my 2021 episode on the Great Resignation, we touched on the popular online movement called Tang Ping, or Lie Flat. Basically, it was an online movement of youth that decided to stop playing the rat race, stop climbing that corporate ladder, and just to take things more slowly.
Oh, here it is. I knew I saw
But now,
a bunch of...
in 2022, this has evolved into something new, a more extreme movement known as Bailan, or to let it rot.
Let it rot.
These youth have completely decided to give up on the system and are just doing the bare minimum to get by.
Oh gosh.
It's a complete shock to the older
it's upside
generation of
down.
Chinese
What the
who've
hell?
never seen anything like this in
Do I
their
try to
lifetime.
do this?
The Bailan youth believe that there's nothing to be gained by working hard, and putting in extra effort isn't going to result in reward. It didn't take long for the Chinese government to take
fighting
notice.
the Warper?
In May 2022, President Xi Jinping gave a speech to the entire nation emphasized the importance of young people and their contributions to the country as a whole, stating that, quote, China's hopes lie in youth. Reducing inequality and improving opportunities has been their main priority for some time.
Is it
And
actually
the measures
fighting the
taken,
Warper?
such as cracking down on big tech and banning private school tutoring, so far
It's a little too
have
close for
not helped the
comfort.
situation much. So the pre-CD was a brief summary of what's been going on in China.
Is it gonna come
There was
for me?
plenty that wasn't said. We didn't even get to the rural bank runs, where around 400,000 people aren't able to access their life savings. But you get the idea. So, are the clickbait titles on YouTube true? Is China going to implode? Well, the answer is
It's not
more
on the
complicated.
sonar.
It seems clear
I think
that
we're
China
okay.
is putting its political agenda in front of economic and humanitarian situations.
Of course.
The
It's all about
stubbornness of the ruling
politics,
class
isn't it?
has caused China to be in an uncomfortable position.
I'll
A
put 'em in
seemingly
an
unstoppable
uncomfortable
nation
position.
suddenly has major cracks appearing in multiple places. Cracks that need to be patched with more than a band-aid solution. The major thread across all of these topics covered is a loss of confidence by its people in the state government, and getting that confidence back will be a difficult challenge. Perhaps the most likely outcome may be a slow grinding recession and political upheaval in the coming years. But ultimately, it's too complicated of an analysis for anyone to give a definite answer. But there's definitely more work that needs to be done to keep things from escalating further and for the people to trust their government again. One thing is sure, the next few years for China carry a lot of risk, and whether things get a lot worse or not depends on how the situation is handled by the Chinese government.
Oh, is it still? Oh, that's the Warper.
But what about the rest of the world?
Oh man, why is it so goddamn
Well, for the rest of the world, these problems in China will certainly have major ripple effects, especially for those who rely directly on the import-export market of China. We can expect the inflationary trend to continue as Chinese supply diminishes. For the United States, this means 20% of the total imports can be affected. On top of that, the growing deglobalization trend will make prices higher as more countries bet on local production, and that means less cheap labor. For some economies like Australia, where I'm from, we might be in a lot of trouble because Australia's
did I see the
exports to
shadow?
China
Is it above
account
me?
for about 65% of total trade. That's a massive exposure, and as most Australians will know, we don't really have that many other trading partners that could back up such a loss.
Where are you?
Specific industries will also see major setbacks. Case in point is the EV battery sector. The Chinese lithium-ion global battery production was 76%. While there are constant efforts by the European and US governments to increase their production, the stark truth is that China is a massive trading partner that can't be replaced on short notice. Lastly, it's also important to mention the investment exposure that many countries have to Chinese debt and equities. This includes many investment firms in Europe and the US, not to mention all the funds that have suffered losses from the numerous delisting of Chinese equities over the past few months. On top of that, China's slowdown could mean more difficulty for the US to issue debt, since China is the second largest holder of US treasuries. On the positive side, less demand for fuel.
Probably not.
China imports 80% of its needs and is going to put some downward pressure on prices, giving a little help to the energy crisis now and a small downward force on the input costs on basically every good produced.
Also damaged me. Okay, let's get out of here.
Overall, the interconnectedness between global markets has been the engine of growth for some time. Both an Achilles heel and the key to economic prosperity of this century. A recession in one major economy means a global slowdown for the rest of the world. It will be very interesting to witness the changes that happen. Will this change global trading in the future? Will globalization continue to be a trend? Or after this, will countries tend to look more inward and will production be more localized? Whether it's the outlook of China or the global economy as a whole,
let's not honk the horn,
only
then.
time will tell.
Honk.
So what do you guys think? Feel free to discuss in the comment section below. Before I go, just one final note. In the last episode about the UK economy, there were a lot of comments gloating about the situation and rejoicing. I think it's worth noting that a distinction should be made between a nation's government and the innocent civilians who don't deserve to suffer when things start going wrong. This also applies to the citizens of China. It's never nice to see innocent people suffer. I just thought I'd make that clear.
Yeah, they are just caught in the middle.
If you did like this episode, feel free to take a look around the channel. There's plenty of interesting topics here on Cold Fusion.
Found the blood oil right
whether you're
around
into
these
science,
trees.
technology, or business and finance. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name is Dagogo, and you've been watching Cold Fusion. And I'll see you again soon for the next episode. Cheers, guys. Have a good
I will. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Oh, whoa. Reef back is right there. I wonder what happens if we bump into it. I hope we don't get hurt or hurt it.
Cold fusion. It's new thinking.
On the 12th of September, Azerbaijani troops and artillery opened fire and began attacking Armenian positions all across their mutual border here. The fighting between them lasted for a couple of days and left hundreds of people on both sides killed and wounded, with Azerbaijani troops advancing into and occupying a small amount of Armenia's internationally recognized territory around here. It was the bloodiest outbreak of violence between the two countries since their 2-month-long war fought a couple of years previously back in 2020, that ended in huge territorial gains for Azerbaijan after the deaths of thousands on both sides. But Azerbaijan's most recent attack was carried out at a highly decisive moment. For various reasons that I'll get into later, Azerbaijan is a closer ally to Turkey, the European Union, and NATO, while Armenia is a much closer ally to their former overlord, Russia, and is party to Moscow's CSTO military alliance. Essentially the Russian version of NATO. But of course, Russia has been a little distracted elsewhere as of late. After they invaded Ukraine back in February, the Russians quickly began losing momentum, droves of equipment, and thousands of lives, and then in early September, the Ukrainians launched a hugely successful counteroffensive that reclaimed thousands of square kilometers of occupied territory from them in a matter of days. Then, just 2 days after that Ukrainian breakthrough here, Azerbaijan decided to test the international waters and attack Armenia to see what the Russians would do for their supposed ally. And the answer was effectively nothing, which doesn't bode very well for Armenia's future as a state. You see, Armenia and Azerbaijan have been arch rivals for decades now, ever since their independence from the Soviet Union more than 30 years ago. They have fought 2 major wars against each other and countless smaller skirmishes. And the violence between them is all but guaranteed to continue going on for the foreseeable future. And in order to understand why, you need to understand what both of them are actually fighting for, and how they're actually fighting for it.
Little 3D
Their 21st century rivalry mostly revolves around the unresolved and bitter status of this mountainous region surrounded by Azerbaijan, known as Nagorno-Karabakh. Every country in the world officially recognizes Nagorno-Karabakh as a province of Azerbaijan, and if you use apps like Google Maps, this is the simple reality that you'll be presented with. But in reality, Azerbaijan only has limited control over the province today because the majority of people who live there are ethnic Armenians who declared their own independent breakaway state more than 30 years ago, the so-called Republic of Artsakh. More than 99% of Artsak's population is currently Armenian, and through a very narrow corridor that's only 3 miles wide connected to Armenia proper, Artsakh effectively acts as a de facto extension of the Armenian state itself, despite Nagorno-Karabakh being claimed and recognized by everyone as a part of Azerbaijan. This is a territorial and ethnic dispute that is difficult to negotiate diplomatically, and it was set up that way either on purpose or accidentally nearly a century ago by the Soviet Union. Both Armenians and Azerbaijanis have long historic and cultural claims to Nagorno-Karabakh that go back centuries with a lot of fighting. But the recent dispute began after the Soviet Union took over both countries in the early 1920s. With both of them under the direct control of Moscow, they weren't really allowed to fight anymore over the status of Nagorno-Karabakh, and the dispute was shelved for decades. Shortly after their conquest, the Soviets initially decided to incorporate Karabakh into Armenia, since its population at the time was estimated to be 94% Armenian. But Joseph Stalin disagreed, and with the stroke of his pen, personally decided to keep Karabakh a part of Azerbaijan, with a high degree of local autonomy. And in doing so, whether on purpose or by accident, Stalin created a sort of dead man switch here. So long as the greater Soviet Union existed and continued exerting control over both Armenia and Azerbaijan, the status of an autonomous ethnically Armenian Karabakh within Azerbaijan wouldn't really ever matter. But were the Soviet Union to ever collapse in the future for whatever reason, or lose political control over certain member states, Karabakh's political status inside of Azerbaijan would be almost certain to generate tension and conflict between the newly independent Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Just like Yugoslavia.
Ideally, that would be enough to keep them distracted and weak, fighting each other, while someone in Moscow steadily worked towards putting the shattered pieces of the empire back together again. And sure enough, within 70 years of Stalin's fateful decision in the late 1980s, the Soviet Union was collapsing and the status of Nagorno-Karabakh was suddenly becoming very important again. The local Armenian-controlled government of Karabakh voted to be transferred over to Armenia in 1989, which both Azerbaijan and the Soviet Union rejected. Then a couple years later, in December 1991, just days before the Soviet Union officially dissolved, an independence referendum was held in Nagorno-Karabakh that was boycotted by the local Azerbaijanis who also lived there. The Armenians of the territory overwhelmingly voted in favor of independence and created the breakaway secessionist Republic of Artsakh, to which Azerbaijan disagreed and considered illegitimate and responded militarily. Armenia quickly supported Artsakh, the Russians began supplying the Armenians, and a full-scale war exploded between both sides that would last for the next 3 years. After the dust had settled and after more than 30,000 casualties, Russian-supported Armenia had emerged from this first war as the decisive victor. Artsakh's de facto control over the entire Nagorno-Karabakh province was established, while Armenian troops occupied about a further 9% of Azerbaijan's legally recognized territory outside of it. But over the next 30 years, the tide would gradually shift further and further over to Azerbaijan's favor, because Azerbaijan ended up having something that Armenia doesn't. A lot of oil and gas that the West would desperately want.
Someone is a lesser of two
Located primarily
evils.
offshore in the Caspian Sea, Azerbaijan has an amount of oil and gas reserves that are similar to Norway. But unlike Norway, these reserves were always difficult to get out onto the world market for 2 reasons. 1, they were completely controlled by the Soviet Union, and 2, the Caspian Sea, where all of these reserves are located is completely landlocked, where the only possible water-based routes to the world ocean is through the Russian-controlled Volga River and their canal system leading to either the Black Sea, the White Sea, or the Baltic. That meant that in order to avoid Russia, the only means of getting Azerbaijan's oil and gas resources out to the global market was either by truck, rail, air, or pipeline, all of which required expensive infrastructure and investment that impoverished Azerbaijan didn't really possess in the early 1990s. But after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the political barrier to entry was lifted, and that got the interest of the major Western oil and gas companies for the first time.
It's coming for us.
Beginning in the 1990s, Western energy companies spearheaded by BP began aggressively investing billions into Azerbaijan's oil and gas infrastructure, culminating with the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan, or BTC, crude oil pipeline that only began operation in 2006.
Hit it with our knife.
This pipeline, of course, was built to strategically circumvent Armenia, and it enables Azerbaijani crude oil to bypass both Armenia and Russia by traveling to the Turkish port of Ceyhan, where it can then be loaded up onto tankers and shipped off to Europe and the global market.
Look at that thing. Wait, what?
BP continues to own the controlling share of 30.1% ownership over this pipeline, while other Western energy companies from Hungary, Norway, Italy, France, Japan, and the United States control a further 36%. with the United States
ugly
military agreeing to watch over the pipeline security with UAVs.
So how will the stasis rifle
Today,
work
this
exactly?
pipeline is capable of transporting 1 million barrels of oil a day
there it
to tankers
goes.
on the eastern Mediterranean.
Look at that
Theoretically
creepy,
enough to meet 7% of the European
dude.
Union's oil demand, if it all headed that way. But this oil pipeline wasn't the only
So these
one
are the
being built
eyes,
here
that's
with
the
Western
stomach
financing.
actually, not the brain.
Immediately parallel to the BPC crude oil pipeline
And so
is
how
the
does this
South
work? 'Cause it doesn't
Caucasus
slow me
pipeline
down,
that
but it slows
transports
this thing.
natural
Oh,
gas,
gosh.
which also includes
Oh,
BP as the largest
gosh.
shareholder at 28.8% ownership.
I knew it. Here's the
Combined
blood
with the
oil.
Trans-Anatolian gas pipeline across Turkey and
protecting
the
it.
Trans-Adriatic gas pipeline across
Yeah, you
Greece,
can't keep
Albania,
me
and
away.
into Italy. These
Oh,
pipelines
no.
collectively cost around $45 billion to construct
Oh.
and form what's known as the Southern Gas Corridor, capable of
This is a
supplying
blood
Europe with
oil
10.5
tree.
billion cubic meters of gas per year
Blood
from
vine.
Azerbaijan's
Cool.
gigantic gas fields in the Caspian. This network was only completed 2 years ago in early 2020, and it'll be capable of meeting around 2% of the whole European Union's natural gas demand, serving as an important source of diversification away from Russia's gas supply. And as the years passed on and Azerbaijan's oil and gas sales to the west began to mount, the country grew exponentially wealthier than their rival in Armenia. For 14 years between 2000 and 2014, Azerbaijan held the title for the fastest growing economy in the world. It transformed into one of the world's wealthiest petrostates, where the revenues from oil and gas finance around 60% of the government's total budget. And they strategically began using this newfound wealth to shovel enormous piles of cash into their military in order to one day fight Armenia again
One day,
and
brother,
reverse the
we will
outcome of
fight
the war back
again.
in the early 1990s. By
Let's
2020,
just use
Azerbaijan's
this up.
economy, population, and geographic size were each well over 3 times that of Armenia, and their military budget was more than double. And
What
not
do we-
only did they have all of these
Diamonds and
advantages,
titanium.
but they also had
Okay,
the
well, that's easy
advantage
enough.
of better geopolitical relations in their neighborhood.
Physical
as well.
protection and enhanced
Turkey,
survival
on the
in
other
extreme
side of Armenia,
temperatures.
is a very close ally of Azerbaijan. Both the Turks and
2,
the
3,
Azeris
4.
are considered an ethnically and linguistically
And-
Turkic people. Turkey was the very first country in the world to recognize Azerbaijan's
Look at
independence
that
from the Soviet
shit.
Union in
Give it to me,
1991,
reinforced
and
dive
they've maintained a
suit.
close alliance structure ever
Oh, and
since.
I got this
With the
flippers
former
and the
president of
gloves.
Azerbaijan, Haydar Aliyev, even going so far as to
Radiation
describing them
gloves.
as one nation,
Yeah,
two
that's,
states. They
switch
maintain
these
an
up.
active mutual defense pact in case one
Lead-based
is
radiation
attacked,
protection.
while Azerbaijan has used their oil and gas revenues to become a huge customer
I
of
guess we don't
Turkish
have to worry
military
about radiation
hardware,
right now,
purchasing as
right?
much as $200 million worth of Turkish weapons and equipment a year, including scores of their advanced
Turkey.
Bayraktar
Turkey
TB2
strong.
drones that have seen huge success in Ukraine against the Russians. Meanwhile, Turkey's relationship with Armenia is icy at best and hostile at worst. There is obviously lingering resentment over the 1915 Armenian genocide carried out by Ottoman Turkey, in which
What
around
genocide?
1
What are you
million
talking
Armenians
about?
were killed, and which Turkey still to this day refuses to actually recognize. Further, almost
Yeah, what
immediately
genocide?
after Armenia's independence, the
You're
Turks
crazy.
supported
Uh-oh,
Azerbaijan in
that's
the
a
First
threat.
War over Nagorno-Karabakh and shut down their
what's that?
entire
Wait, did I
land
see
border
that
with
before?
Armenia and refused to
I've
let
visited
anyone
that before.
cross it. A situation which has continued
Okay, I
into
think
the present
that's,
day for more than
that's what
30
shocked us
years
before,
now.
I think.
Armenia has a troubled relationship with Turkey, though, in a similar manner to how Azerbaijan has a troubled relationship with Iran. Despite
Yeah, it's
each
getting
of
all
them
this
being
blood
the
oil.
only two Shia
Blood.
Muslim majority-led
Give me
countries
the
in the
blood.
world, Iran holds an understandable fear of Azerbaijan because of this. The fact that there
That whole
exists
thing.
somewhere around 15 million or so Azerbaijanis within Iran, which is even more Azerbaijanis than within the state of Azerbaijan itself, and around
Oh, wow.
17% of Iran's total population. Even though he only served in office for a single year between 1992 and 1993, the second
gonna
president
turn
of independent
3 of those into
Azerbaijan
one unit.
publicly argued that the Azerbaijanis of Iran should be united within the state of Azerbaijan, and that
Uh-oh.
Iran had
Now
no
Iran
right
and
to
them are
rule over
fighting.
them. This means that despite their religious similarities, there is a degree of ethno-nationalist tension between Azerbaijan and Iran, and it's made all the worse
Cool,
by
guys.
Azerbaijan's close relationship with another Iranian enemy, Israel. United over their mutual concern of Iran, Azerbaijan supplies around 40% of Israel's crude oil imports, while Israel has recently become the largest provider of weapons and arms to Azerbaijan. Between 2016 and 2020, leading up to the second Nagorno-Karabakh war, Israel provided nearly 70% of all the major arms imports that Azerbaijan's military was buying up. And though both governments publicly deny this, Azerbaijan has also allegedly granted the Israeli Air Force access to several of their own air bases, which they could hypothetically use to strike targets deep in Iran in a faster manner than they could from their own bases back in Israel. So, with Turkey, Israel, and the West all tied to the more autocratic Azerbaijan for ethnic, economic, and geopolitical reasons, and Azerbaijan's tilt away from Russian influence, that's left the more democratic Armenia in a very difficult geopolitical position, with little other alternative than to seek closer alliances with two of the world's greatest autocracies, Iran and their former master to the north, Russia. In 1992, very shortly after independence, Armenia agreed to join the CSTO, essentially the Russian-led version of NATO, consisting of various other post-Soviet states who remained fairly loyal to Moscow. At the same time, several thousand Russian troops have been permanently deployed at a base here in Gyumri ever since the end of the Cold War, one of the largest overseas military bases operated by the Russian armed forces. Russia sells weapons and arms to Armenia at a discount rate, while the Russian state owns interests in all of Armenia's major railways and infrastructure. Essentially, Armenia is overwhelmingly dependent upon Russia for their survival, and therefore, Armenia sort of already acts like a de facto outpost of Moscow. When Azerbaijan finally felt confident enough in 2020 to militarily assert their claims to Nagorno-Karabakh and their lands under Armenian occupation, Armenia triggered the CSTO's version of Article 5 and appealed to the Russians and the rest of the alliance for direct military assistance. Russia refused the call, citing that since Armenia proper wasn't under any direct attack from Azerbaijan, the Mutual Defense Treaty didn't apply. So, after 2 months of war, with Armenia receiving little to no international support from anyone abroad, and with Azerbaijan heavily supplied with advanced military equipment from Turkey and Israel, it was the Azerbaijanis who decisively defeated the Armenians this time, completely reversing the de facto boundary set after the First War ended back in 1994. With rapid Azerbaijani gains, and after a Russian military helicopter was shot down under dubious circumstances, the Russians apparently decided to intervene diplomatically and allegedly threaten the use of force against Azerbaijan if they refused to cooperate. They ended up cooperating, and in the ensuing ceasefire agreement negotiated with Russia's mediation, Azerbaijan recaptured all of their territory outside of Nagorno-Karabakh that the Armenians had been occupying since the 1990s. And they were left with a significant control over Nagorno-Karabakh itself as well to boot. Artsak's de facto control over Nagorno-Karabakh was cut down a size, and a narrow corridor just 3 miles wide, guarded by Russian peacekeepers, was established between what remained of Artsakh and Armenia proper, enabling Armenians to continue traveling between the two safely. And at the same time, another corridor free of Armenian checkpoints was supposed to be established for Azerbaijan across Armenian territory here, linking the Azerbaijani mainland with their large exclave here called Nakhchivan. Were this to be implemented, Turkey would also finally have a continuous land-based route into Azerbaijan proper itself. But, much to the ire of both Azerbaijan and Turkey, in the 2 years now since that ceasefire agreement was made, the Armenians have still not granted them this corridor, and have been showing no indication of ever doing so. Of course, Azerbaijan's long-term objectives here are to regain control over the entirety of Nagorno-Karabakh and eliminate the Armenian secessionists there in Artsakh, while simultaneously guaranteeing some kind of access or corridor through Armenia towards their large exclave over in Nakhchivan. While on the other hand, Armenia would like to prevent both of those things from happening. But Armenia is continuously finding itself in a worse and worse strategic position all the time. In February 2022, Armenia's greatest protector, Russia, started a massive war of conquest with hundreds of thousands of soldiers when they invaded Ukraine. In response, the European Union began the process of abandoning the Russians for their oil and gas supplies, and began seeking alternative suppliers who could up their production. Alternatives like Azerbaijan. In July, the European Union signed a major new gas deal with Azerbaijan where they would more than double their exports of gas to the EU within 5 years by 2027. Which will ultimately end up replacing around 9% of all the gas that the Russians were exporting to the EU just before their invasion of Ukraine. and so confident in the fact that Europe was now becoming more reliant on their gas to replace the Russian supply, and in the fact that the Russians were getting distracted and bogged down in Ukraine, as evidenced by their pulling of hundreds of troops away from their Armenian base in Gyumri, Azerbaijan must have felt very confident that neither Europe nor Russia would oppose them if they attacked Armenia again.
So,
and that is almost certainly why they did in September, immediately after the hugely successful Ukrainian counteroffensive. And Azerbaijan was right. Just like they did 2 years previously back in 2020, the Armenians once again triggered the CSTO military alliance for help, and Russia once again refused the call, essentially shattering the credibility of the CSTO as an actual useful defense alliance. And even though the United States helped to negotiate a ceasefire, Washington has so far not made any demands for the Azerbaijani forces to leave the territory of Armenia proper that they're now occupying. With Russia distracted by military catastrophe in Ukraine, Europe's refusal to jeopardize their vital energy relationship with Azerbaijan, Turkey's longtime support of Azerbaijan, and Iran currently consumed by internal protests and revolts, the future looks very bleak for Armenia's objectives and survival. Azerbaijan will be emboldened in the current political and strategic atmosphere to continue attacking Armenia and exert more gains in Nagorno-Karabakh and establish their desired corridor over to Nakhchivan. And if Armenia desires to resist, they may be left with little other choice but to actually become even further integrated with Russia, since they really have no other possible alternative. Despite how terrible and unreliable of a partner Russia has been for them, this could potentially, in the future, include the establishment of an Armenian-Russian union state, like currently exists between Russia and Belarus, or even a full-on absorption of Armenia into the Russian Federation outright. The fact that as many as 70,000 Russians, most of them young men escaping from Putin's mobilization order, have fled to Armenia since the invasion of Ukraine began doesn't really negatively impact that possibility. Russians now make up by far the largest ethnic minority in Armenia, and the current situation has almost certainly given Russian security organizations like the FSB the opportunity to infiltrate their own agents into the crowd of Russians. Keep a very close eye on Armenia and Azerbaijan
might be fear-mongering, but
because it is very likely to become very interesting and very dangerous. In times of international conflict and uncertainty such as these, government restrictions make certain parts of the internet impossible to access. YouTube itself is currently blocked by 6 countries across Africa and Asia where this video will simply be impossible to view, while 6 other countries have blocked it in the past, including Armenia. And it's not just YouTube either. In the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the Russian government decided to indefinitely block Western social media sites like Facebook and Twitter nationwide. At the same time, and in compliance with Western financial sanctions, Apple removed VKontakte from their App Store worldwide, blocking the largest Russian social media platform to Apple users around the world. Since 2020, India has blocked TikTok over national security concerns, since TikTok is owned by their rival, China, while even the United States has contemplated doing the same thing. And during the 2020 war between Armenia and Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan temporarily restricted access to basically everything from YouTube to Facebook to TikTok and Twitter. When wars are declared and sides are drawn, the casualties now extend to the internet, and contact with the opposite side your country has decided is now the enemy becomes ever more difficult. The best way to get around these kinds of national blockades
is with a VPN.
Is with a VPN, and my preferred choice happens to be this video's sponsor, NordVPN. I've genuinely been using them myself now for years because no matter where in the world I am as I travel, I can use Nord to digitally relocate myself to another country and bypass national firewalls. NordVPN protects you and your data on the
voter fraud scandal. Oh man, everyone's cheating. There's so much cheating these days.
Chess, fishing, Irish dance,
all these
poker, and now the most cherished institution of all, Fat Bear Week. It seems we just simply can't have anything nice. Fat Bear Week is, of course, you know this, but it's the annual fall tournament held by Alaska's Katmai National Park to determine which of its roughly 2,200 brown bears has fattened itself up the most in preparation for winter hibernation.
Really far away.
And since these are wild and highly dangerous bears, the competitors can't actually be weighed, but they are very stealthily tracked and photographed so that online voters can see before and after photos and make an honest judgment call about which bear has truly bulked up the most. Honest being the key word here.
So we found the most judgmental people on Earth.
posters online, and we let them decide how fat this bear was.
Oh yes, no one's more judgmental than the
Good that
Reddit
they're
crowd.
redirecting this anger towards something that doesn't realize you're making fun of it. So,
Yeah, it is
that's
good.
Anyways, for years, Fat Bear Week has gone off without even a hint of foul play. Voters choose, to the best of their subjective abilities, the fattest bear, whether it was bear number 480, the four-time champion Otis, or bear number 409, the two-time champ Bednose, or bear number 435, 2019's winner Holly,
So many bear
or
to choose
2020's
from.
winner bear number 747, who requires no nickname.
Because he's named after a jumbo jet.
Yes. All four of these previous champs appeared in this year's competition, but unlike in previous years, this year's Fat Bear Week competition was plagued by voter fraud.
It's those absentee ballots, I'm telling you.
We need to get to the bottom of this. We need to launch many campaigns, spend millions of dollars, and host marathon 48-hour streams counting these bear votes.
We can call it those cyber ninjas.
That's true. Arizona, you've been called up.
Here's NPR. Fat Bear Week was rocked by scandal over the weekend after organizers in Alaska uncovered voting irregularities that were meant to skew the results of a pivotal semifinal. A new champion was crowned on Tuesday, ending the 2022 competition. In Tuesday's final round, the enormous 747 withstood a challenge from 901, a young upstart female whom the park describes as both exploratory and occasionally mischievous.
When people say BBW, this is what they mean.
747 is the largest bear on the Brooks River in Katmai National Park, and he overcame 901's insurgent push to repeat his 2020 title. This year's competition also saw a cheating drama. Fat Bear Week scandal, the national park announced via Twitter, showing itself to be a model of democratic transparency. The park says its virtual ballot box was stuffed in Sunday's contest between 747 and the blonde-eared Holly. Poll workers seem to have caught the fake votes in timely fashion, lending legitimacy to 747's victory. They reported seeing a late glut of suspicious votes going Holly's way.
So it turned out that very late in the semifinals, Holly.
Hillary.
Madam Fat Bear, almost president.
Yeah.
Holly suddenly got 9,000 votes in a very short period of time. In the middle of the night? Was this in the middle of the night? Tell me it was.
Could have been.
And that would have resulted in her narrowly defeating Bear 747, if not for the vigilance, the dedicated volunteers who selflessly...
The last line of defense.
Exactly.
The poll workers, yeah.
If it wasn't for them and their vigilance, this could have been another stolen election. 747 went on to defeat 901 in the finals and receive his second championship. And when the organizers looked over the voting patterns from other matchups in this year's competition, they thankfully did not uncover any other evidence of spam voting. Mike Lindell was halfway there. They called, they said, no thanks. He said, it's fine, I'm hung up at the Canadian border anyway. They won't let me in. They said my passport's been turned off. This is bullshit. I told you they were real. Anyway, so this was a very weird incident, of course. Just one small aberration in an otherwise
A lot of Holly fans out there.
airtight competition. But it was weird, especially considering that this is a competition to crown this year's fattest bear in a specific national park, and not something that affects anyone in any way. This is like the least controversial thing ever.
It's probably those Russians.
It's literally a
Trying to
contest.
sow discord.
It's a contest where people can judge things based exactly on how they look and get away with it.
Yeah, it's the one time a year where the fatter something is, the better it is.
System.
Now that bear's gonna look great come spring.
Look at that fat bear.
Right, other life forms over centuries.
No bad dreams.
It is funny because just through the natural process, it appears as though people judging these bears has given them an eating disorder because of the process of hibernation and then reacclimating in the spring. Like they come out of the cave and the judges are like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. Did I affect you mentally?"
Shark.
Actually, the bears have no idea about any of this.
Yeah, because they're bears. Yeah. But it doesn't affect the bears in any way either. They're completely oblivious to any of this. Fat Bear Week's founder even told BuzzFeed News, the bears don't get anything from Fat Bear Week at all. They don't know what's going on. This is an imaginary and virtual competition.
Just to be clear.
Why am I dealing with voter fraud?
No, I don't think you understand. This is completely made up.
This is just some bullshit we do for fun.
one day a staffer had was a little bit of a busybody and came up with the whole thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, and this is eerily reminiscent of it was either last year or the year before.
As in Minions.
The Bird of the Year.
Yeah.
In New Zealand.
Yeah, that was another controversy.
They had a huge voter fraud problem.
Yeah, because they were like trying to get bats to win, right?
No, they added a bat as a contestant. A lot of people, that was controversial, but a lot of people were pushing for one specific bird to win.
Seed.
It was very strange.
People just want to belong to something, whether that is wild, violent conspiracy theories or online communities that push animals to the forefront of contests.
Which one is worse?
People do develop sometimes unhealthy bonds with animals who usually couldn't give less of a shit about them, but in this case don't know they exist.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Well,
like that damn giraffe that wouldn't give birth. We had a somewhat parasocial relationship with that giraffe.
True, that is true. But this is also a great example of like the parasocial relationships that people have with millionaires and billionaires.
Lithium.
They don't even know that you're out here fighting for them.
That's true, yeah. Getting obsessed over this bear is really no different than getting obsessed for Elon Musk.
Yes. Anything that happens to Elon Musk,
that.
pretty much guaranteed not affecting you.
Yeah.
Anyways, someone did take out some time and try to rig a Fat Bear Week competition, which is outrageous.
Yeah, someone really.
Can I get out of here somehow?
I don't know how complicated this was.
Oh my gosh, if I die
seems like
here,
installing
that would
just a
suck.
simple, very simple
How do I get out? Oh my god.
CAPTCHA guard. This would have prevented it, but someone took the time to figure out how to spam 9,000 votes for Holly the bear.
How was this park supposed to know that people were going to hack its completely made-up competition?
They wouldn't. Why would anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, democracy is under attack.
Of course.
Although you already knew this.
This is the thing. This is just like people trying to tear the country apart by,
Where is it?
Fighting online and Facebook battles and Twitter battles and stuff like that. The same thing is happening with animals. They're trying to throw confusion into democracy, whether it's a presidential race or a bear competition.
That was close. That was close. Be careful. All systems online.
But meanwhile, here's a little update on that fishing tournament that we covered recently, in which 2 competitors were found to have stuffed their prize catch with lead weights and store-bought fish,
What happens if we just drop this
increasing
here?
the weight so much that spectators and fellow competitors were immediately calling bullshit even before someone took out a knife and cut open the fish to look for evidence of trickery. And this wasn't just cheating; it was technically an attempted grand theft, considering the prize money was nearly $30,000. Hence why so many people shouted about calling the police in that video that made this story go viral. That amazing video.
They're literally stealing.
Dudes being dudes.
Well, here's a little update for you. Here's CNN.
2 anglers accused of stuffing fish in an attempt to win thousands of dollars at an Ohio fishing tournament last month have been charged, authorities announced Wednesday. The would-be tournament winners, Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky, were indicted by a Cuyahoga County grand jury on 1 charge each of cheating, attempted grand theft, possessing criminal tools, and the unlawful ownership of wild animals, prosecutors said.
Unlawful ownership.
I take all crime very seriously, and I believe what these 2 individuals attempted to do was not only dishonorable, but also criminal. Cuyahoga County prosecutor Michael C. O'Malley said in a news release. Runyon and Kaminsky were disqualified from the Lake Erie Walleye Trail Tournament after it was discovered their fish were stuffed with lead weights and fish fillets, a moment documented in several videos shared on social media. If they had been declared the winners of the event, they would have received nearly $29,000.
As a prosecutor, this offends my legal sensibilities, but as a lifelong fisherman, this offends me to my core.
Yeah, honestly.
If a man can't enter a fishing tournament without worrying about every other competitor stuffing lead weights in his fish,
we're halfway.
What kind of country do we have left?
With oxygen.
It's honestly sad.
Be careful.
That, people have general anxiety all day throughout work and leisure, and now they're recreational activities. You can't even not worry during your recreational activities.
Can't vote for my favorite bear. Can't go enter the fishing tournament without feeling suspicious about everything. Our values are under attack. Anyways, unclear what the charge of unlawful ownership of wild animals is about. Maybe there's more to this story yet to be revealed.
Do they count the fish that they bought at the store?
I don't know. Maybe they had a kinkajou in their cooler.
They're gonna get them for like smuggling because it's like an out-of-state fish.
Yeah, I don't know. But for now, authorities have confiscated Kaminsky's boat and boat trailer because they were used in the commission of a crime.
I mean, yeah.
And these guys are looking at multiple felony charges that could land each of them in prison for up to 4 years.
Oh gosh.
And considering that they won a total of more than $300,000 in 2021 alone in competitions that are all now highly suspect, these cheaters are probably safer in prison than they are free, since every fisherman in Ohio and the surrounding area probably wants a piece of that.
They'll never be able to trust a random
piece
dollar
of
skipping down the sidewalk ever again.
Their picture is up in every bait shop.
That's true. Do not
sell. Do not serve these men.
No
These-
bait.
Yeah.
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 The local bar down by the fishing spot where all the guys go after they're getting their catch.
Okay, am I gonna get to the top
They
of
open
that?
the door in there. Everyone's.
Why don't we search for the
draw the
for
revenue.
entrance at the
These
top?
two have been labeled disaster baiters.
Mr. Kaminsky, I like
Disaster
to
bait.
bait like a fish.
I mean,
What?
it's
Oh, we
it's a
bumped
real
into
problem.
something.
As shown by
these
the
guys,
video.
they
Very
were
serious.
brazen.
Hong
Like
Kong.
the reason they got caught was the judge looked at it and he's like, no,
we
there's no way
sideways?
that fish weighs as much as it says it does. There's no way.
Well, luckily,
I've seen a lot of fish in my life.
Luckily, that
That ain't-
specific
yeah,
institution
that ain't
is
10
in place
pounds.
and did catch cheaters.
Are we sideways?
But speaking of cheating scandals, we somehow missed this, but last week the folks at Adafruit, who design and sell electronic components for hobbyists and tinkerers, decided to put their expertise in custom electronics to the ultimate test by seeing if the hypothetical wirelessly controlled vibrating dildo allegedly stored in the anus of accused chess cheater
Allegedly.
Hans Niemann
Allegedly,
was in fact
okay.
something that could be produced using off-the-shelf parts. And the short answer is obviously
why-
yes.
why is
Where
it-
there's a
why
will,
is that
there's a
even
way.
an allegation?
Especially when
I
it
don't
comes
know.
to sex toys. And it would cost you
Why do they
approximately
believe that?
$35
Because
plus
if they have
tax
reason to believe
and shipping.
that,
So, honestly, a cheap way
That's
to
a different
cheat
story,
at the game.
but
Among the
I don't know if
hundreds
they
of
do.
products, project guides on Adafruit's website, you can now find plans to build what they're calling the Cheekmate. And the parts list includes a Wi-Fi dev board, a haptic motor controller, a vibrating mini motor disc, a battery, a charger, and a short 4-pin cable, plus a soda bottle preform, which is basically what plastic bottles look like before they are injection molded.
Yeah, it looks like a little test tube, but with a soda bottle cap.
Yeah.
Perfect shape. No need to 3D print.
Oh,
We
whoops.
found
Yeah.
the right
Okay.
vessel for this project.
Let's try this.
So to our eyes, it seems like a pretty complicated project, but to anyone with electronics experience, it's probably pretty straightforward.
Oh, we
They
hit
even
that,
include the
okay.
software code in 2 different programming languages.
Now we can go down here.
And how it works is simple. The Cheekmate connects to a Wi-Fi network, ideally a nearby cell phone's mobile hotspot, and someone on a computer that's connected to the internet is able to type messages that are then translated to Morse code, which is transmitted via vibrations in the Cheekmate. So in chess notation, for example, capital B, lowercase b, 5, meaning move the bishop to square b5 on the
B5.
grid, would sound like this.
Boop boop.
Or rather,
Is
it
it
would
two?
feel like this. Ooh!
Is it two?
Hans
two
Niemann's
boops
having a
and
little too
5
much
boops?
fun over there
I
at the
just
table.
love chess! Ooh! Have I got a move for you?
I always wondered why he played so many games back to back.
Was he just couldn't get
There's
enough?
that
Gaming is my passion.
Hans Niemann,
Chess
never
is
gonna
my
have ass.
passion.
Yeah, he probably started back in the day, the little force feedback things that you could attach to the Nintendo 64 commercial controllers. Like, what if I sit on this?
The
He
vibrating
also,
controllers.
I mean,
yes.
just based on the accusation, seems like someone that would be using the Game Genie the entire time he was playing.
That's right.
But we also have to remember that
The
we're
Game
both
Shark.
We're also very old. This person is 19 and has probably never touched a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, he's a
Adafruit
zoomer.
is, of course, a family-friendly company that markets a lot of its products to kids. So the Cheekmate guide never actually addresses the very not safe for work specifics of the Hans Niemann allegations, at least not directly. Here's the introduction. Social media is abuzz lately over the prospect of cheating in tournament strategy games. Is it happening?
Okay.
How is that possible with officials watching?
it's a
Could there be a
hole right
hidden
here.
receiver
Oh, it's
somewhere?
right at the
What
top.
can be
Oh,
done
gosh.
to rectify
Where is it?
this? These are probing questions. We'll get to the
Probing.
bottom of this by making a simple one-way hidden
Oh my
communicator
gosh, are you serious?
using
Where the fuck is
Adafruit
it?
parts and the Adafruit I/O service.
Okay.
Not for actual cheating, of course. That would be asinine. In brief,
Asinine.
a stain on the sport. But to record for posterity whether this sort of backdoor intrusion is even plausible
dude.
or just an internet myth. You know,
Well done.
I think this is
Yeah, good
funny
job,
and very
dude.
cute for them to do, but this is just ripe for someone that follows QAnon to, even though on its face it's so blatant, they'd be like, you see, we were right all along. They're secretly marketing all this stuff for kids, but they're
Oh,
doing
they're
it
grooming.
through sex talk.
Oh yeah, all this.
Even though the
dirty
coded
stuff.
language is on purpose and blatant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
What was
who's
that?
into QAnon
That one of the
has the skill for
the
reading subtext.
eel,
enough
the
to
amp
even
eels.
Understand what that's going on. A
Huh.
lot of big words.
Wow, new vibrating toy. Anyways,
Nor do I think any of these people are spending much time on like electronic hobbyist websites where you're buying parts and assembling things from scratch.
I'd be curious about the crossover between QAnon people and ham radio operators.
Yeah, that's a little different though. That's something they got into when they were like 10 years old.
Yeah, it's like being in an Xbox lobby and never leaving.
Yeah. And now it's just one of many ways they use to hold on to a past that is continually leaving them in the dust.
Easy to identify, though.
Anyway, later in the guide, where they introduce the soda bottle preform, they share a bright red warning. Social media internet cops keep demanding that we warn people this doesn't have a flared base. We don't know what they're imagining people are going to do with this project. Anyway, they obviously had to test whether this project actually worked. So they went ahead and shoved the finished product into a butt.
Okay, so this is cool.
Raw pork butt, that is.
Pork butt.
And while the unit's fleshy surroundings clearly did not impede the Wi-Fi signal, the biggest problem they found, and which you just saw, is the shipmate is very loud. It also sounds a bit painful, considering where it's supposed to go.
What was that?
Or excessively pleasant. Either way, someone's gonna know what something's going on over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, their conclusion is that this specific device would probably be detected by others within earshot. But they do acknowledge that a more discreet device is certainly possible.
Yeah, this is like their first go at it.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the Mark 1.
This, first of all, this technology already exists. It's been in pornos forever. The vibrating pants.
How do I get out?
You don't need
How do
to
I get
have
out?
it like up inside you.
Oh my gosh.
But second of all, yeah.
How? Oh my god. Oh, no.
I don't think that it needs to be running like full speed, going blah. Just if you're actually just cheating and not using it for pleasure, then a simple tap would be just enough.
Yeah, just turn the voltage down on that that haptic
No.
feedback and yeah.
Oh fuck.
But I hadn't even considered that it was Morse code that they were using.
Oh fuck.
Obviously
Oh
makes
fuck.
the most sense.
Oh fuck.
Would have been a completely different reality we were living in if the receivers of Morse code were using butt plugs when the Titanic was hit.
I fucking
instead of just
God, what the fuck,
earphones.
dude? Oh, can I get? Oh gosh. Oh god, no.
Oh,
what the fuck,
something's
dude? I'm
happening.
fucking stuck,
The
dude.
minute went.
Oh no.
Thomas Edison is sending the
damn
first
it.
message.
Am I gonna have to
London.
fucking swim all the way back?
We're at war.
Cool.
Anyways, the theme of this episode is clearly
thank
dishonesty. We've got a fun little update for you on a recurring character whose dishonesty has just absolutely ruined the lives of countless cute-pilled Canadians. Romana Didulo, who, despite being born in the Philippines, has managed to convince a whole lot of boomers that she is in fact the rightful Queen of Canada. And by extension, Queen Romana's followers also believe that she is able to change Canada's laws as she pleases, and her royal decree abolishing utility bills has predictably led to many of her followers having their home utilities shut off. Here's Vice with the latest on the QAnon Queen of Canada.
The so-called QAnon Queen of Canada won't return an RV she rented for her convoy, despite the owners asking for it back after she voided the contract and cost them thousands of dollars. The group, led by self-anointed Queen Romana Didulo, isn't answering the owner's request to return the vehicle. During the spat, Didulo also posted the couple's home phone number and information on Telegram for her tens of thousands of followers to see. And when she recently asked followers a vague question about what crime the couple should be charged with, many of her followers said it was treason, and that the punishment should be death. Jesus. High treason deserves a milkshake, wrote one follower using the group's code word for execution.
Where does Beacon 2 go again?
What's the code word that people use with the helicopter?
Oh, helicopter rides? Yeah, it's a reference to
Pinochet. Yeah,
throwing leftists out of helicopters over the ocean to make them disappear. Yeah, real fun stuff. I do love that these even these boomers on Telegram are using like. There's a whole new language. There's a whole new thing happening to the English language because of TOS. Like the way people on like Twitch and TikTok talk about like self-harm and suicide is always just so like jarring to me.
Unaliving?
Yeah, but like grown, like there's grown adults,
video
like
games.
Professionals, PhD holders on TikTok who are like, so let's talk about unaliving.
Yeah,
I mean, this is so fucking weird.
It is changing the way we converse. I mean, I do it with our tags and titles. Like,
I just don't put those words. Even if we talk about it, I just talk around.
Do we bang into that?
Instead of saying Amazon selling suicide kits to teens, it's Amazon bad.
Amazon trying to unalive you?
Yeah.
Can I try to bump into this?
This is the line I draw. Like pronouns? Hell yeah, whatever. Do what you want.
It's gonna hurt
Euphemistic language to
I'm
get
not
around
finding a
terms of
workaround.
service? Absolutely not. This is where I draw the line. This is where I get off.
Literally Charles Darwin's 1984. Yeah.
Okay, well, it didn't hurt me.
So yeah, RVs are obviously central to spreading Queen Ramana's message. Of course, for the past year or so, she's been spotted with a small group of followers in an RV convoy traveling throughout Canada, stopping only to feast on plates of just brought sardines. Yeah, sardines and broccoli or something like that. Something completely insane.
The breakfast of royalty.
One of the stops on this royal tour back in August was notable for Queen Ramana's followers attempting to storm a police station and conduct citizens' arrests on local police officers, which predictably ended in a bunch of these people getting arrested by the people they came to arrest.
See, this is America. They'd all be dead. So that's the one.
The silver lining.
They can actually get away with more in Canada because there aren't.
There's that thing.
All right, everyone's having a bit of a laugh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to arrest you now. You're being a little bit crazy.
This incident, along with the trucker convoy protests at the beginning of the year, were quite eye-opening because they seem to suggest that Canadians are somehow even more insane than Americans, which is unexpected.
Not what I would have guessed.
And unwelcome. Please.
But yeah, my opinion.
Yeah, please, Canadians, control yourselves.
Has really devolved over the past
You
year.
would think that, I'm sure she did at some point, but I didn't see enough of it to garner news stories. But that Queen Ramana would have been all over the news regarding her ascension to the throne after Queen Elizabeth.
I don't know. I'd put it 50-50. She was either involved or told all her followers that the people behind the trucker convoy were actually Satanist aliens and to not associate with them.
I mean, I guess like in her mind, the Queen Elizabeth, the one that died, was never the real queen anyway because she was the queen of Canada.
Yeah. And now's her chance.
It is. I mean, it's not funny. It's actually really sad. But the longer that this goes on, the more posts of people losing their homes and having their power shut off and losing their cars pop up. There's one journalist that covers this beat specifically on Twitter, and like every week there's just a lot of posts of people dealing with the ramifications of following this lady's advice.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, it's not that any of the people ever wake up from. They never realize that what they believed was stupid. The thing that ultimately makes them step away from all this is just getting accused out of nowhere of being like traitors or agents of the enemy or something and getting kicked out. And they're like, you know what? Now that I think about it, this was all pretty fucking stupid. What was I thinking? I got bills to pay.
I got a lot of bills to pay.
Quite a wild ride.
Yeah. But back to that RV convoy. So one of the RVs that the Queen used recently was rented, and not from a business, but from a couple who simply owns an RV and rents it out via Facebook because they're both shift workers and don't actually get to use the RV much. This couple, this very unlucky couple, Mike and Vicky LeBlanc,
they didn't
notice anything out of the ordinary about the deal until after the agreement was made, when another RV decked out in Queen Ramana decals showed up.
No.
So they went online to try and figure out what the hell that was about.
Sorry, buddy.
And they discovered they had just rented out their RV to a cult. Vicky LeBlanc tells Vice, I just started kind of tracking how much traveling they were doing and realized this wasn't just, I'm going to drive to a campsite and have a little vacation and maybe tour this landmark or that landmark. It was a full-blown, we're going to drive all day, all night, hit as many places as we can, drive nonstop kind of tour.
So things got really serious once the RV blew a tire, and Didulo told the LeBlancs that they would have to replace all 6 tires and that the LeBlancs would have to send them $2,700. The LeBlancs spoke to the mechanic who changed the tires and learned that the cult had left behind several perfectly good tires and told Didulo that she would have to cover the unnecessary repair costs. From the article, that didn't go over well with the Queen. She just started bashing us on their Telegram channel, said Vicky LeBlanc.
So
that's kind of where it kind of went all downhill.
Didulo
took to Twitter to express her frustration with the owners of the RV. In one of several posts, she added the LeBlanc's personal information, including their phone number and email. It's a tactic that Didulo frequently uses to incite a deluge of attacks from her followers, but that didn't seem to occur in this case. I panicked a little bit when I saw all our personal information posted, and I thought, oh God. But most of the responses that we've gotten have actually been really positive and encouraging.
That's kind of...
There's been very few people that have been angry and hateful.
A little unbelievable.
Most people are probably telling them that they're sorry they're dealing with this.
So sorry.
And once this all blows over, we'll go get like a nice warm cup of tea.
We need
But for now, Didulo is apparently still sending the monthly payments as agreed. The LeBlancs have reached out to law enforcement and lawyers preemptively about what to do in the not unlikely event that their RV is never returned or is returned in terrible condition from being driven nonstop across all of Canada for 2 months straight. The RV is due back in early November, so I guess we'll see how that goes. But moving on now to the next story in this special Oops All Dishonesty edition of Weekly Weird News. It might seem almost unbelievable that grown adults would completely uproot their lives because some random woman on the internet claims she's the secret queen of Canada. But for every grifter, there's at least one very dumb person willing to take them completely at their word. And this is true across the world, as shown in the following story out of Japan, as published in Kyoto News.
Police are investigating whether a woman in central Japan was scammed into sending around 4.4 million yen, or $30,000, to a person who claimed to be a Russian astronaut working at the International Space Station and needing money to return to Earth to marry her.
What?
The 65-year-old woman in Shiga Prefecture became acquainted with the person on a social networking site in June before they communicated through the line messaging app. The person repeatedly told her they loved her and proposed marriage, the police said. The suspect then asked the woman for money as expenses for a rocket and its landing fees on Earth, said the police. The woman accepted the request and transferred money to a bank account specified by the person between August and September.
We don't have. We do.
The ladies down at the bridge hall are going to be so jealous when they see my new hubby, my astronaut husband.
I guess that'll come in handy after.
Emphasis on the astronaut.
Other reports say that the fake cosmonaut even claimed that their reason for not always responding quickly was that the ISS has poor cell phone reception.
We got Elon Musk Starlink up here. Not very good, yeah.
We get that from the gassy dudes.
The ISS, in truth,
Solar
has no cell
charger,
reception.
advanced wiring kit.
It's in space. And even if astronauts had to cover their own transportation to and from the ISS, which they of course don't, it would cost a hell of a lot more than $30,000. This poor, stupid old woman fell for all of this, hook, line, and sinker, apparently just based on some space photos that the person posted on Instagram, and only contacted police when she sent money 5 separate times, and the cosmonaut just kept asking for more.
If you don't give me my money, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna get it back.
How much money could it really cost? He keeps asking for more money. How much could a rocket cost?
So I did a little of my own research and I looked up how much it would cost to come back from the ISS.
Apparently it's $50 million. It's gonna take me a long time.
No. So this is probably the most extreme example ever of a trend in online scams that's been documented for years. Hopefully the Space Force is on top of this.
Yeah.
I was worried.
Scammers intentionally coming off as extremely scammy because, you know, that ensures that only the most gullible victims are even going to bother responding. Like, this is ridiculous. It saves the scammers the time and effort of dealing with victims who come to their senses and back out before sending the money. Claiming, I'm an astronaut on the International Space Station and I'm in love with you despite only ever communicating over IMs. And I need you to send me money to pay for my return trip to Earth so that I can marry you. It's gonna sound like obvious bullshit to 99% of the population, but there is always that 1%.
There's that one chance.
Yeah. If they'll believe that, they'll believe anything. No more dealing with these people who are gonna come to their senses. I want someone who's I want to find the dumbest person, the most credulous person on Earth.
And that's why
How do you do that?
You know, people like Kit Boga are doing a great service by keeping telemarketers on the line for
he's a saint,
but 9 hours.
Yeah,
at a time.
I don't know how he does that for like an entire day. I
saw
would lose
one.
my mind.
I saw one where because they have to get gift cards for the scam to work.
Coral, that's
so on the phone, he claimed he was on like the cell phone or whatever with the scammer, and this was like 5 hours into the scam.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'm getting in the car to go get takes the scammer all the way virtually in the car with car noises, like door closing and shit like that. And then like gets a card and everything at the end, like enters the info in wrong and like actually gives it to his own account and not the scammer's. And the guy has a complete fucking
What are you doing? What are you doing? No!
What you doing?
Complete
That video is so good. Yeah, it's like
I remember that video, yeah.
He's a saint. I don't know how the fuck he does it.
But let's move on to a brand new character who in a lot of ways is just a gender-swapped version of another very popular character, Joe Exotic. And that is Trisha Denise Meyer, aka Mimi Erotic, who demonstrates yet again that anyone participating in the buying and selling of exotic animals, particularly big cats, is probably a huge piece of shit. Here's The Independent, who recently published a deep dive on Mimi Erotic. Move over, Joe Exotic, and make way for Mimi Erotic, the fugitive, false eyelashed, lip-plumped, blonde animal dealer who's been weaving a path of destruction through man and beast alike for well over a decade. Her real name, and she goes by many aliases, is Trisha Denise Meyer. And she's currently on the run from the law after being charged with 4 counts in relation to the illegal transportation and sale of a jaguar. A jaguar.
So Mimi Erotic is thusly named because in addition to buying and selling exotic animals across the western U.S. for years, She, of course, has an OnlyFans, which is great news if you're into 40-year-olds who've gone completely overboard with butt and lip implants and also own tigers. That's your fetish?
I don't know.
Do I have the OnlyFans for you?
Yeah, well, it's a very specific fetish, and I'm sure she makes a lot of money doing it for that couple of guys.
But yeah, posing for lewds, not a crime. What is a crime is illegally selling exotic animals. But this lady's path to destruction goes far beyond just that. This article is a very in-depth portrait of a truly garbage person. For example, Mimi Erotic routinely absolutely destroys homes that she rents very quickly after moving in, which is understandable considering all the animals that she lives with. Here's an example.
Glass.
It was in 2010, in fact, that one unfortunate Texas landlord found himself dealing with Meyer's chaos and nearly losing his house. The now 52-year-old man, who asked to be identified only by his initials AP due to his federal job, had only recently got divorced when his path crossed that of Meyer, who was a single mother in her 20s at the time. He allowed her to move into his rental home with her young children and what she described as a couple of dogs. And then 4 months goes by, she has never paid me $1 in rent, he tells the Independent, and I say, hey listen, you're either gonna get out or I'm gonna legally evict you, and that's gonna be that. Meyer reacted, he says, by packing up not only her things, but his, stealing what he describes as up to $30,000 worth of tools from a storage unit on the property. He claims she destroyed personal items of his, such as baby photograph books, and even tried to burn down the property as she left in a U-Haul with her stash. The number of dogs in the house, he says, had ballooned to a shocking 104. How in the hell do you have 104 dogs all in my living room, he asks, relating an unbelievable story of his friend's response to the site when he accompanied AP to survey it. The friend, quote, came over to look at the property and the damage, and he goes, hey man, this is the strangest looking coffee table I've ever seen in my life, AP says. And I said, that's not a coffee table, that's dog shit.
Oh, shit.
Sounds pretty gross. That's a lot of dog shit.
Yeah, 104 dogs. 52 times the number of dogs that I have. Yeah, that's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. Especially as a renter. My God.
Yeah, I mean, it would look like a table.
And this, too.
But yeah, even when the animals that she's selling aren't illegal, Mimi has racked up such a bad reputation for deals gone bad that there is dedicated online complaints forums warning people not to trust her based on transactions in which the purchased animals got sick and died immediately after changing hands or weren't at all what was originally advertised. And while having 104 dogs in one house is insane, over the last decade, Mimi's tastes got a lot more exotic and a lot more absurd. From the article, it was in autumn 2016 that Meyer was found to have tigers, a skunk, a fox, and several monkeys wandering through her Houston home, where she also homeschooled her minor children. Officers had arrived to investigate claims that Meyer had scammed a California man trying to buy an exotic Savannah kitten. He wired $3,000 to an account in her daughter's name, but the cat never materialized. So a Texas game warden and officer with the Houston Police Department visited the Meyer residence to question her, only to find a menagerie roaming free that included a large male tiger, which Meyer admitted she only locked up when leaving the house.
Well, you know, that way it's safe.
You gotta understand, he doesn't like being locked up, and we try to keep him as happy as possible.
Honestly, he helps me homeschool the kids a lot. You'd be surprised. After being charged with child endangerment and other charges and having those tigers confiscated, Mimi was kicked out of the house she'd moved into less than a month earlier, with the landlord telling the Houston Chronicle, she only stayed there for 3 weeks before I found out. I don't know how someone can put that much damage in 3 weeks. Meanwhile, despite this run-in with the law, Mimi Erotic continued ripping off clients, usually by selling them animals that were on the verge of death, but sometimes in ways that honestly don't make any sense. Like in one complaint post, which describes paying $6,500 for a Bengal cat, which was inside a black bag that the buyers weren't allowed to hold or touch until they handed over the money. Mimi immediately left. And here's what happened next.
The cat started growling and not sounding like a cat at all. He was so violent inside the bag, I told my boyfriend just set him down in the room and let him relax. After about 30 minutes, I told my boyfriend he can't be in there all night. He needs to bond with us. Open up a can of the chicken she gave us, she said he eats, and unzip the blacked out carrier and let him come out on his own. 10 minutes later, he was out and about and being very weird. He looked/walked like a wild animal, and not the way she described in person at all. So, being curious as to what we have on our hands, my boyfriend, who's owned exotic pets since childhood, did some research. While he Googled, I went digging through her Instagram for the first time that day. She posted the animal, stating it was from a zoo and a Jeffrey leopard. We had a full-grown leopard in our hotel room.
Well, sounds like they got a deal.
Okay.
Yeah, you wanted a house cat. Hey,
well, that's like
I'll do you one better.
Opening
Surprise.
up
What do we name
the
this
fast
guy?
food bag and finding a couple of fries down in the bottom. It's just a bonus.
Boy.
What are you even complaining about? These people are also shitty. Like,
I mean,
if they're buying exotic pets from
they
breeders,
thought they were buying like a Bengal cat is a domestic cat.
Yeah.
$6,500 for a cat is insane.
But they readily admit, like, it is funny. They're like, first of all, my boyfriend is an exotic animals expert, so doing what any expert of exotic animals would do, he went to Google.
I guess we can do it with a storage module.
I've read a lot of forum posts, so I consider myself a bit of an exotic animal expert.
I want to read.
Yeah. And so, look, the Jeffries cat, it is a wild cat native to South America, which, despite being about the same size and shape of a domestic cat, it's still definitely a wild cat that doesn't like being around humans. So it attacked this couple who thought they were getting a fancy domestic cat, and the boyfriend got scratched and bitten a bunch during the entire hour that it took to wrangle the cat back into the bag.
What do you even call those claws?
Well, I'm surprised that they even got it back in the bag.
This species is a streamlined hunter with highly developed senses.
Probably very upset.
Mandibles. That's it.
They contacted Mimi to return the cat, but she said she'd already spent the money and that she'd just replace it with something more like what they were looking to buy.
Praying plates with 4 powerful mandibles and drawing it within the reach of its jaws.
Mimi Erotic's current fugitive status stems from the illegal April 2021 sale of a $30,000 endangered jaguar cub, which was eventually confiscated by authorities who traced the sales back to her. No one has heard from Mimi Erotic in a year and a half.
If you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. Oh shit, that's why.
Probably up to some serious bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
probably being followed around by a Netflix
and that's why
documentary.
they roar so loudly and scarily.
We got the content, but was it worth it? Many jaguars
that
had
makes
to die.
their roar even scarier,
Everyone,
doesn't
like,
it?
this is like the biggest
Scanned specimen measured 55 meters long, observed circling its prey and attacking from behind. Oh, they attack from behind. Oh, they're so they jump scare you.
At least one of your local
very little brain, no sense of morality.
Animal shelters is more than happy to have you come down and provide you with an animal that you can lovingly take care of, hopefully.
Yeah,
and provide for.
The whole point of
why would they have morality? It's a hunter.
They
very
look like
brain, just muscles, synapses, and teeth.
But they won't
motivational
kill you.
Congratulations on getting close enough to skin it and living to see the results. Extreme threat, avoid in all circumstances. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do it without the
real thing.
The stasis rifle.
And you don't want the real thing. The real thing's dangerous. The real thing could potentially ruin your life. Anyways, we got the headlines half of the show coming right up. But first, in honor of Her Royal Highness, this episode is sponsored by Babbel.
If you're like us, there's a foreign language that you
regret not learning in school or not continuing to learn
maybe
once
a distant relative
school
of
was
the
out,
sand shark,
but it's never too late to start with Babbel.
Sharing that species' unusual limbs.
All those years ago.
The little tiny
Babbel is
feet.
the language learning app that sold more than 10
Segmented
million
exoskeleton and burrowing behavior.
Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy
circular set of
bite-sized
teeth is
language
such as
lessons, you can
clumps of
finally
coral and
cross
seagrass
learning that
on the
new
rocks.
language off your list.
With Babbel,
5
you only need
legs,
10
2
minutes
arms,
to
and a
complete a
large
lesson, so you can
flipper
start having
of a
real-life
rock
conversations in a new language in as little as 3
cling
weeks.
to
Now, other language learning apps, they use AI for their lesson
across
plans, but
fate,
Babbel
rock
lessons were
faces
created
in
by
search of
over
food and
150
swim
language experts.
swiftly
And they're also
to
voiced by
safely
real
when under
native
attack.
speakers, not computers.
Green
Their
luminescence.
teaching method has been scientifically
Growing,
proven to be
glowing
effective.
green in the
With
dark
Babbel,
would
you
seem
can
like a
choose
poor
from
survival
14
strategy.
different languages, including Spanish, French,
This adaptation may be a
Italian,
main behavior or
German.
other specialized
Plus, Babbel's speech
process.
recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation
Yeah,
and
why is
accent.
it?
There are
It's
so
like
many ways to learn with
highlighting
Babbel.
itself.
In addition to lessons, you
Predators.
can access podcasts, games, videos,
Engage
stories, and
in
even
by
live
only
classes.
a
Plus, it
fraction
comes with
of
a
the
20-day
total
money-back
population
guarantee. Start your new
at
language
any
learning
one
journey
time.
today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/weird. That is babbel.com/weird for up to 55% off your subscription.
Or perhaps being
Babbel,
eaten is simply part of the
language
rock
for
grub's life
life.
cycle.
This episode is also sponsored by Honey.
Hey,
It's the easy way to
time
save
for me
when
to
shopping
go.
on your iPhone or your computer.
Just eat
We
me,
all shop online.
eat
We've all seen that
me.
promo code field taunting us at
Secret.
checkout.
This plant
But
consists
thanks
of
to Honey,
primarily
manually searching for
large
coupon codes
bladder-like
is a thing
sac
of the past.
containing
Honey
a
is the
huge
free
variety of
shopping tool.
bacterial
Scours the
species.
internet for promo codes and applies the best one that it finds to your cart.
Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite
Jermaine
sites.
able
When
to
you
break
check
down
out,
complex
the Honey
compounds
button
that
appears,
draws
and all
from
you
the
have to do is
system.
click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for
Shares
that
large
site, and
sections
if
of
Honey
genetic
finds a
code
working
membrane
coupon, you'll watch
tree.
the prices
Membrane
drop.
Look, it's
tree.
fall now. I want to talk about the best purchase
Environment
of the
scans
summer, and
indicate
that
this plant
is
is rare to the point of
the
extinction. Ooh,
amazing
gotta save
monocular.
it.
A monocular that neither of us would currently own
Jelly
if it weren't
shroom,
for
a
Honey
life form
giving me that
unique to a
sweet
microcosm
discount that it
located in a
found the
cave
first
system
time I wanted to buy
deep within
one.
the grassy
And
plateaus.
I have seen things I
Where
would
high
have never seen
concentration
before.
of carnivorous life forms.
Exactly.
It was hard. It's
Or
hard just
smaller
freehanding it, but I
predators.
did it.
I saw it because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Thanks, Honey.
Crab.
I'm happy that I
snakes.
can see things I love
Consists
that.
of a
Thanks.
tough,
Honey doesn't just
trunk-like
work on
base
desktop
from which
either.
grows
It
a
works on your
fragile
iPhone too.
purple
Just activate it on
membrane.
Safari,
Okay.
on your phone, and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey,
Tough
you could be
trunk-like
straight up
base,
missing out.
fragile purple
And by
membrane.
getting it, you'll be doing yourself
Membrane
a solid
structure
and
suggests
supporting the
vulnerability to
show.
predation, but
Inflation
evidence
10%?
thereof is
Well, I
lacking.
get 10% off everything because Honey's
Unknown
on my
defensive
phone.
mechanisms, possible
We would
symbiotic
never recommend
relationship,
something we don't use, so
predators
get Honey for
unidentified.
free.
Oh yeah, we know about the predators.
joinhoney.com/weird.
I'm all about
That is
those guys.
joinhoney.com/weird.
And now for the headlines half of the show,
Slash
where
weird.
the stories, the news stories, they just tell the whole story right there. At the
Yeah,
top of
just
the page. It's so
the people
convenient.
that work at newspapers and websites having a blast with some headlines. And you know what? The stories back it up.
Yeah, starting with Kanye West tried to intimidate Adidas executives by showing them porn. And this isn't allegations. This is in a video that Kanye himself shared to YouTube this week.
Yeah, like his own behind the scenes thing.
Yeah, it's a weird video.
Like,
I kind of
totally
skipped around
owned
through
them,
it. It
didn't
opens
I?
with actually a pretty cool like 5-minute
Okay,
sequence.
what am I looking for?
I believe he filmed this in
enameled glass.
Shinjuku,
So I gotta
but
get
it's
stuff for teeth.
it's like
Maybe that's not my other
GTA.
base.
Like there's like I think a drone following him. It's third-person Kanye, and he even got like the movements right. He's all very
Third-person
jerky, and he's
Kanye.
like going from point A to point B. That was pretty cool. And then the rest of it is
Kanye
like,
is an amazing
Oh, no.
artist.
the rest of
Need
it's
to-
just weird, seemingly like
Need to
hidden
get some
camera
water.
footage of
Table
him
coral.
meeting with people, and yeah, he
Salts.
meets with these like old white Adidas executives and starts showing them porn and like
Nice.
threatening them. It's very
I gotta go
strange.
soon.
He's not well.
He was like, "Can you guys get me into Bog Rain or whatever that place is called?" And they're like, "Sir, no, it's way more hardcore than whatever you're showing us."
Yeah, I feel like 2-3 years ago they would have let him in, but now.
Vital signs.
Hey,
One of my
let's
favorite
get
pieces
some.
of content. Still Conan.
Grab a
trying
quick
to get
snack.
into that place.
Then.
They look at him like he's an alien.
It's.
What is this thing?
Bergheim, is that it?
But yeah, what an it's a weird, like you would read in a book kind of intimidation tactic for business. Be like,
Yeah, it's like-
Brett, you know what you do if you really want executives to respect you? It's like a book written in the 70s or something. You walk in there and you break every rule that HR has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
just,
doing this, and then like his little
established
minion
dominance.
is back. He's like, what you're feeling right now is discomfort. And that's how Kanye feels when his ideas are stolen from him. Because his ideas are his babies.
We got a kill screen coming up over here. Kanye's about to show off a kill screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kill stream.
I love that he has his little hype man with him.
Of course he does.
Just like Billy Mitchell.
The man, I don't think he would be able
Hey,
to
it's a
function.
mesmer. Look at this guy.
Just
Look at
on
this
a
little
day-to-day
dude.
basis
You gonna
without
mesmerize me, huh?
At least a couple minions covering for him.
It's like how Snoop Dogg has that guy on
It's
payroll
his
that just rolls
primary
blunts.
directive.
Yeah.
to draw
Kanye just has
closer.
like a
Look at
hype
that
guy,
mouth.
but for normal conversation.
Yeah, just to explain what he's doing.
This is Roger, my empath. He's gonna tell you what you're feeling when you hear this music.
Yeah.
And that way you can focus on my what an artist I am. And it's true, he is an
We
artist.
find
He's
some
also a
stalker
fucking
teeth
asshole.
over here.
Yeah, you can be both. I'm not a
Stalkers,
child
where are
abuser.
you?
Daycare worker apologizes after being fired for terrorizing children with a scream mask.
Oh, I remember that.
And there's video of it.
Forget
It's
about
this person absolutely
It's like,
should
are you
not be
sure
working
you're
around
not
children
a
because
child
it's not just like,
terrorist?
oh, boogity boogity.
No, a big part of working around small children or any children is being able to pick up on their social cues. And this woman, in seemingly 2 separate times,
No, there are
came into a
stalkers around
daycare
here
room with a
somewhere,
Halloween
right?
mask on, and the children
gotta be.
are in absolute terror. Like it's honestly hard to watch, and I assume if you have kids, it's even harder to watch. Like these kids are having a bad time. They're being traumatized. Like
you had a bad day.
live on camera, and this
Take
woman is
him
going
on
around
down.
like boo boo.
Just,
It's
Sounds like a Nathan
big
Fielder
old
sketch.
asshole.
No, Nathan would never. Nathan cares about children. That's why he put that kid in the soundproof coffin while he filmed a porn right outside of it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Florida
yeah,
dads
just-
accused of shooting each
just,
other's
make sure
daughters
they
in a
don't
road rage incident.
Yeah,
yikes.
that's a local tradition out there.
Oh yeah.
Shouldn't you be cleaning up the
as you
wreckage?
do.
Why are you guys getting into?
I don't know what part of the state this was, but yeah, this is a great example. Like we've all seen
Oh, shit,
assholes on the
forgot
road,
batteries.
but the real shit
Okay,
happens
we'll
when
find,
2 of those assholes encounter
stalker teeth
each
next
other.
time.
And it was like these guys were, just brake checking and like intimidating each other for miles. Like
Oh,
everyone
come
around
on.
was like, I'm gonna just get out of the way.
Yeah.
And they were like throwing
that's
trash
the
at each other's
behavior.
cars. And then finally, one of them fired into the other's car, didn't hit anything except for like the 5-year-old in the back seat.
Oof.
And then the other
Oh,
guy pulls
man.
out his gun and fires into the other car and hits the other
That's
guy's like
not cool,
14-year-old
dude.
daughter in that back seat.
Wait, the stalker teeth will be around here.
Well
right?
done, guys. Great shit.
An eye for an eye makes
Yeah,
the
good
whole
job.
state blind.
Yeah, I mean, luckily both kids are non-life threatening. It was 9 mil.
Okay.
Not a lot of stopping power, so it went through a window or a door, and it didn't leave that much damage. But it's still just like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even getting into a road rage incident in the first place when you were transporting children in your car? Like, of all the times to be like,
didn't they read the sign hanging in the rear view or the rear window?
Yeah,
baby on board.
Yeah, they did not. So yeah, these people should never be allowed to drive again.
No.
And I hope they burn in hell.
Wanted fugitive arrested after applying for job with sheriff's office.
I mean, if I was a fugitive, why would I be stupid enough to apply for a job with the sheriff's office? That'd be crazy. Obviously, that can't be me.
Yeah, that's a good cover.
Yeah, they were even applying for a job in the specific department that is the outstanding warrants department.
Well, do a little trickery when you're in there.
Yeah, maybe when I'm in there, just switch some files around.
Now for a lesson in trickery.
Yeah, if it had worked,
I think it would have been deserving to expunge that record.
Shockingly, when you apply for a job in law enforcement, they do a pretty thorough background check on you, and in this case, they simply type the person's name in.
Okay, I think I found some stalker teeth at the other base,
bench warrant.
so
they got out on bail and then ghosted the
we'll
court. So,
do that next time.
Okay, but don't tell me, was it for domestic abuse? Because if it was, we can make an exception.
Yeah. No, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad when civilians do it, but we love it.
Oh, he smoked a joint one time? Yeah, sorry. No, can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Unless you accidentally ate an entire plate of brownies.
And called 911.
And thought that you were dead.
Yeah. Time is moving very, very slow.
I think we're dead. Alaska snow crab season canceled as officials investigate disappearance of an estimated 1 billion crabs.
Wow.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say
that
this might be the result.
Okay.
Obamacare? Joe Biden's economy?
Gun control. I was going to say gun control, yeah.
Yeah. 1 billion crabs.
Well, looks
seems like a lot, but do we really know how many
tonight.
crabs there are out in the world? And maybe they're just hiding. Maybe, maybe this is just something that crabs do every once in a while.
Yeah, like,
hey,
the...
oh, it's one of those cave
the tide came in, took them all away. They'll be back in the morning.
Yeah, so it's this is actually bad. There's people.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well, it's not only bad for the future of the planet, but there's entire
the economy is based on
there's people whose like entire annual income is from like 8 weeks in the just choppy fucking ocean pulling these crabs up, and the crab season is officially canceled, so they are shit out of luck. And yeah, it's like they don't know what happened. They're like, best case scenario is the crabs went further north. To colder water
away from the humans
and are still in fact alive. They're like, worst case scenario, like they're just dead,
and this is it forever,
and they're like on the verge of extinction,
just dead.
So yeah, seafood prices going up. Thanks, Joe Biden.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah.
Oh, good times. LA mayoral candidate corrects moderator calling him white. I'm Italian.
Hey, I'm Italian.
Yeah,
our
future mayor, Rick Caruso. Yeah, he was.
Rick Caruso.
I don't like him.
He fucking sucks.
He's spending like $1 billion and because he's sucking all the air out of the entire.
He built the Glendale Galleria, and now he's running on very vague promises to make homelessness vanish. Poof. And most of his promises just involve like somehow making the federal government give the state of California like $1 trillion, which I don't know.
Well, we know about deal makers. They always make the best deals.
But yeah, this was a LA. A lot of our political debates are bilingual, so this was on Telemundo, I think. So the moderators, they're like, so Rick Caruso, you are a white man. He's like, actually, I'm Italian. That makes me Latin.
And this question goes for the both of you. The next mayor of Los Angeles will be either an African-American woman or a white man.
I'm Italian.
Italian-American.
I'm Italian. Excuse me.
Thank you.
And the moderator, this Latin woman, she's just like, oh, you're Italian. It's so fucking funny. Like, she's just like not having it at all.
That's great.
But like the fucking timing of this was like literally a day after
the audio leak of
the LA City Council scandal. It's like, oh, you're just making light of
I do love
race.
her resignation too, just like, and fuck you.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not apologizing.
For the record, I did nothing wrong, and I have nothing to apologize
And yeah,
for.
I was doing backroom deals. That's how you get shit done.
I hope I at least inspired a lot of young girls. Like that fucking bitch, Nuri Martinez, like up till the very last moment, just all about basically using girl power as like a
we're
shield.
gonna have to go over the.
And this was like even
election.
before this. Anytime she was criticized for anything, she's like, "Well, you just don't like seeing a successful, powerful Latina woman.
Woman
That's
of
why
color.
you're sexist and racist." It's like, no, you just fucking suck. And yeah, even in the
Oh
end,
yeah,
I
that's
did
literally
nothing wrong.
playing the victim
This is
right
simply an
there. It's
attack
like, no, you're
on a
just
successful, powerful.
you're just a shitty
Latino
person.
woman. It
That's
was a
why we don't
crazy
like
week
you,
in
right?
Politics. Yeah, there's some of these people still haven't resigned, and I don't know what they're gonna do. But yeah, exciting stuff. Literally changed the course of history for SoCal politics, because a lot of these people were probably gonna have political power for the rest of their lives, like at least 20 or 30 more years. And there's like a huge slate that's been cleared now for a new generation of outsiders to step in. Like the fact that fucking Joe Biden was like, by the way, as president of the United States, I think those members of the LA City Council should probably resign. Just like,
And then he showed up here.
Like Kevin De Leon, who I think still hasn't resigned, like he almost took Dianne Feinstein's Senate seat a couple elections ago, and like he would have held that forever, presumably. But now he's done. Can't even get a job as dog catcher.
We're losing them. We're losing them. At least 10% of the people watching the show don't live in LA.
No, I think most of them do. Roller coasters' basic clumsiness are triggering the iPhone 14's automated crash detection.
Yeah,
people are getting
big
on.
problem.
It's a
Crash
specific
detection,
theme park. I think Kings Island in Cincinnati. People are getting on specific rides there, and they're getting off, and they got like a million notifications on their phone. There's already paramedics at the ride.
911's like, hello. No one's responding on this
Every
number.
once in a while.
And it's happened to people.
Lots of beta.
It's happened to people like they're in their car and they actually drop their phone just like on the ground. It's like car crash detected.
What was odd is, I didn't crash, but I had the Apple Watch on when I went mountain biking, and I was doing jumps and stuff, and it never called. I guess I wasn't going hard enough. I guess it's like, come on, you sissy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons I like it,
Okay,
because I am getting older. So if I do have a
Looks
heart
like
attack
that's
or
good.
If you
fall
fall
off
in
my
and you
bike,
can't get up.
Yeah.
Looks like that's a good place to end it. Well, thanks for watching. There I am doing a handstand. Thanks for watching. My very first YouTube stream. I think it went pretty well. Hopefully, YouTube will understand about the. Twitch will understand about the whole banning thing. I did get. I did show sexually explicit content. There's no arguing that. But who knows? Maybe they'll. I'm recording. I'm still recording. Oh no. I forgot to stop recording. Oh man. Okay, well that sucks. Oh well. Maybe I'll use the footage for something. Yeah. I was recording for a reason, but then I forgot to stop recording. Oh well. Should be fine. I'm just a dumbass. I'm so fucking stupid. But hey. Still a little smarter than a lot of people. So, well, thanks for watching and good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. With some politics, probably. Yep, maybe some newer collection coverage.